Alrighty. Welcome back.
Yeah, hello.
You sound so enthusiastic about that. Did you
I
actually
am.
upload the other episodes, or?
Oh, I uploaded episode 3.
Very good.
Ooh.
None of us said
And
anything stupid?
do what?
None of us said anything stupid?
About episode 3?
Yeah. Actually, knowing me, it probably was a couple of dumb
We
things said.
we keep all our controversial talk to before the recording happens. It's all
Oh, I
good.
wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about stupid.
Episode 3 was. You know what? Fuck this. We'll get into that conversation later.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Last time on Konosuba.
Burn it.
but it's actually like 2 episodes ago. I wish we would have gotten threads in the recording, but that's okay.
Oh, don't worry.
Latin and Martine, are you both good?
I'm low.
Okay.
I'm getting into the car, going to the mailbox. Be right back.
Okay.
Alrighty.
For the purposes of gameplay, Guild Saber is now my rapier, and there is nothing suspicious about that. Totally was always my family weapon. Ignore the events of the previous episode.
Okay.
Obviously.
Aqua just did a
Sure.
universal retcon. I got you.
Do you need
Yeah,
me,
no,
do you need to talk to me about something afterwards?
No. I can just at the beginning of each episode choose what my special weapon is. So, yeah,
Okay.
obviously, yeah. The rapier just happens to have always been in my family. Don't know how that happened.
Don't ask questions. Makes
Okay.
sense. Don't ask questions.
Well, since we're talking about like what we want to talk, I want to talk to you about Polly's future after the session. So yeah.
All right, that works out perfectly.
Good.
I'm realizing that maybe I've put myself into a corner with making Kiryu Kazuma.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't personally ever recommend someone use like pre-established characters for that reason.
Oh well.
But I mean, you're having fun playing them, right?
Hey, I put myself in this position. I might as well have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you're having fun,
I
like
am.
that's
I
what's
like getting.
important.
I like beating shit out of people.
If you ever stop having fun, just let me know and we'll work something out.
I think that'll happen for a while.
I'll have Kiryu hit by a truck in this world.
Instead of doing, he gets sent back to the real world by
He
a
gets
truck.
run over by a carriage. I think that would be.
No, here's what it is. It's like fucking what's her name? Oh God, Chris's goddess name. What was her name?
Eris.
Eris.
That's a
right?
spoiler, by the way.
Eris is sitting on the like in the like in heaven on that throne, and like in front of her across across this across the thing there's a truck sitting in the other chair, and she's like, "Oh, is that your special power?" And then you hear the ha, and then the truck materializes in this world.
Just right above Kiryu, just
Yeah.
freaking crushes.
But it doesn't hit
Like-
Majima. Majima's just like a permanent part of your guys' party.
Like Majima, Herbert, Polly, and Hyro, like all this look on in horror as Kiryu's just crushed underneath this foreign object they've never seen before.
And the only
I don't
person who has
like
context is the guy who's now crushed.
Well, if Majima was there, he'd be able to give context.
Yeah.
So what happened
Well,
last time? What was the last thing that happened? It was the fucking wizard.
We had our
right?
own. We had our own like concentrated adventures.
Mhm.
Yeah. I did some shopping, and I think the last thing that was going to happen was Martin's character we were going to take the lead, I hope, on the cabbage.
Yeah.
I beat up some drunks trying to solicit ladies for sexual orientation, and I beat them up and took their money.
Sexual recreation, you mean?
So
Yeah, recreation.
if I
Yeah,
remember,
and I was starting my heel turn.
Yeah,
let,
right.
let me create a new page. So, fuck. Is Martine back? I thought I heard him like rustling around.
He's still muted, so I think that he is. Wait, there we go.
Hey, I just was talking to people, and I'm heading from the kitchen to the computer room, and I'm gonna switch from my phone to the laptop.
Yeah.
Martin, it's cool. Like this is probably gonna be a unimportant episode anyway. So like if you got stuff you need to do, that's okay.
Well, it's mostly just my brain has not been working, and I completely spaced that it was Friday.
It's
You're good,
fine.
man.
Most
happens.
everyone else did too.
I mean, I completely forgot to like send out the message, so that's on me.
I just figured I'd
the
show up, and if
sound-
nothing happened.
I just hope the sound my hard drive is making is because it's sitting on, like the table is amplifying it.
That's
Because if I bought a brand new hard drive, have copied everything over, and then have to format the hard drive and goddamn send it back, that's going to be a pain in the ass.
oof.
So let me finish. Oh, fuck you. Sorry. There we. Why are you doing that? Okay, perfect. Yes, that's exactly the shape that I wanted to do. Okay.
Okay.
So, Polly has just finished doing his wizardry stuff. You, Kiryu, have pretty much just finished up your.
Oh yeah, training the young lad.
Yeah, training the lad, and now, Hyro.
Yep.
And Herbert, you guys made your way to the quest place.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were heading to the. When you say quest place, you're not talking about the guild. You're talking about like the location for the.
I'm talking
cabbage
about the
harvest.
location for the preparations for the cabbage harvest. Yes, nice. Okay,
Heck yeah, baby.
so you guys leave out the westernmost gate, and you meet up with the foreman.
Wait, so they went out this gate?
That is correct. Yes.
Could I intercept them and join them?
You were training the sun. So
Yes.
although you could meet up for the afternoon shift, they got to the location much earlier in the morning.
Okay, so this is still in the morning. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. This was while Paulie was doing his wizardry and his
And while I'm
low-key,
training
like crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. That stuff.
power.
Power. Feeling motivated.
Motivated power. Power
Yes.
of motivation.
Pull
Sorry,
you
Jake,
guys
keep
over
going.
here. So, you will notice I have drawn some lines.
Mm.
Yes.
That is a beautiful rendition of a flawless and impeccable fortress gate with two portcullises, reinforced battlements, and with archer slits and yeah. So anyway,
those are awesome. I just got in. I see the gates. They're great.
yeah, it's beautiful. So
How did it take you to do those banners?
oh, the banners?
Wait,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
quite a while.
The banners that are hanging on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to
You're
see.
not using your old man voice.
Well, I mean, it is an aerial view, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're metagaming. We're not role playing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like talking to like a guard and being
Yeah, no, I thought he was talking
I
to
pull over a car.
the god
I
above
can hear the
Aqua and
banners.
Eris.
Well, I did. That's actually those belong to the city. I don't actually sew.
I didn't
Oh
do
man,
anything.
that's a shame. I was gonna compliment you on your sewing.
All you had to do was lie. But you couldn't even do that, right?
all you had to do was lie, and you couldn't even lie.
So, skipping a little bit of the formality, you are getting the opportunity to start placing the battlefield, right? So you get to choose a little bit of how you want the battlefield to look like for a future quest, since you're literally taking part in building it. You can build pretty much anything that you want as long as you have the time to build it. You can build, what is it? A medical area. You can build like raised platforms for like archers. You can build not walls, but what are they? The like the intersecting like logs.
Oh yeah, spike barricade.
Spike. You can build barricades. You can build pretty much whatever you want. But you two went to do this type of quest first, so you get to start building how you want the battlefield to look, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. I already have something in mind. I'm trying to find a picture so that it makes sense when I describe it, and of course, Google is failing.
Right when you need it, Google's like, nah, you got this.
And you
It's a
get paid to create
trebuchet
this.
to place all of the cabbages on, and then catapult them back out of.
Good fucking buy.
All right, so basically, have y'all ever seen a net launcher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Oh,
want to
I
build. I want to build net launchers, like have places to funnel the cabbage to, and then trap as many as we can.
How are you going to build the net launchers?
I'll get nets and like weighted nets, so that they'll do the whole capture thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna use like wood or metal or whatever to build whatever launching framework we need. And then I want to use fireball to trigger them so that they explode outwards and
Mass
catch.
destruction.
No. He makes It's like if you.
I'm assuming we don't have like gunpowder
Yeah.
and hydraulics and stuff.
Yeah, we're still Middle Ages here.
You
Are
could
we?
procure explosive powder, but you don't have any clue where you would get that from.
Right.
It's mined out of the out of mines. How's it work? Oh well, you hit it and it explodes. Oh,
Yeah.
so just like this, and then the entire mine collapses.
Yeah. So
I mean,
basically,
you could go to any alchemist; they might have some.
Yeah. Build the traps and have like them connect it to tubes that compress the energy from my fireball, and I'll shoot my fireball into like the thing that'll then go through the tubes and launch the nets.
Got that. That's a hell of a device you've got there.
Yep. And now I just need to find an engineer to build it.
Oh, I thought you knew what you were doing. I didn't know. I thought maybe you had the plans and everything sorted out.
I'm an idea man. I don't sweat the details.
Oh yeah, I had a boss back in my old town. He was an idea man too. He didn't sweat at all, actually. I guess that's really clever of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Hmm.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Do I what is it that I know, because I'm a native, right? So like what is it that I know about the cabbage harvest, right? Like, do they land? How do we trick them into landing? Can I bait them? What is it that like I know personally?
Let me go pull up. So, like, you're a farmer, so you have intimate
Yeah.
knowledge on the cabbages, actually.
Okay. I just need you to
Um,
confirm or tell me what you can about this, and then like you decide how much I need to know.
so, uh, cabbages can fly. You know that much. Um, you know that greater cabbages, although they can fly, since they're particularly weighty, they typically land a whole lot more often than regular cabbages. I will have to look at the book to get to and reread what the flight is. Let me go do that right now. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the anime, like, um, it seemed like the cabbages were mostly trying to like avoid the adventurers and just keep going.
Yeah, it's basically lemmings to the sea. They just don't want to get eaten.
We're making coleslaw today, baby, so that's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, that's the goal. That's
Well, my goal is to some
giant
point.
vats of mayonnaise.
My goal is at some point to exclaim the legendary phrase, "My cabbages."
My God,
my cabbages.
Hyro becomes so
My
powerful he makes an alternate world, and it's the Avatar world.
You know, I think the best future was where that man's cabbages were never touched. That's the alternate timeline.
I can't believe that he actually wound up founding an industrial like empire.
If only it wasn't in the Legend of Korra, I would have been happy for him.
Oh yeah.
He just like said, "Screw the cabbages. It's never going to work out."
It's never gonna
I'm
happen.
gonna have
Always
to
gonna be
take up
destroyed.
engineering.
If he would have
Hey, it
just
worked out
stayed
for him.
in one spot instead of running around the entire like elemental nations trying to get away from the Avatar, yeah,
Hey, it
The
worked out.
Avatar never comes back to the same place twice, so he would have been
right.
safe.
It's very true.
That was one Earth Kingdom man that was rooting for.
Oh, I remember a meme. What was it? There, it was basically. Oh God, what was the scene? Forget it.
Mm,
So, what is going on?
And
Konosuba?
he's looking up the thing.
I'm
Ah.
looking up something in the book.
To see
Who
how
here
much
has
you can tell
watched
me.
Venture Bros?
I have.
It's been a long time, but yeah.
I'm waiting for the movie to come out still.
Do you
There's a-
remember
there was a-
that one episode with the guy with the intercom voice that's like annoying?
Yes. Ignore me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, let me start out with the sub teacher esque talk amongst yourselves and cap it off with "Ignore me."
Gotcha.
Ignore me. Also, yes.
Yeah, they announced the movie that they're working on the movie like 2 years back, I think.
Can you read my mind? Ignore me.
I just
Also,
kind of.
But yes.
I wound
So
up.
yes.
I wound up stopping watching that movie once we got to the wedding. Not the movie, the series. So when Dr. Girlfriend finally married the monarch, that's when I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. The Monarch,
And
it's
Phantom
hard
Limb,
to hate.
Phantom Limb got defeated by David Bowie. So
spoilers.
I moved and lost access to cable television, so I'm not entirely certain where I left off in that series.
Thank God the internet exists.
Mm-hmm. Well, the internet is both a blessing and a curse because it gave us Twitter.
Yes. God, yeah.
I missed the
And
early days
Facebook.
of Twitter when people just was like going to the grocery store,
Don't
taking a
forget about
poop.
Facebook, though.
Yeah.
Well, I also just dislike social media in general, but
It's
Too
like, I don't know,
too,
God.
too many people invest in it and it makes people sad, so
You know, early
Flying.
Facebook was good too before they went like public and stuff. Like the original concept of Facebook, where it was limited to a geographic area for your university or whatever, was cool because you got to meet people that you could actually then meet. And the whole point was to make friends and then go do things with those friends. But once Facebook became like a big company about making money, where it went public and had, investors and things like that, they're like, oh, we don't want people to actually, meet. Let's just open it up. Let's do advertising. Let's farm user data and just make as much money as we can. We want people to be on it all the time. Let's addict people to it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that would explain why it's called Facebook, because they wanted you to meet face to face.
Well, yeah, it was originally like a college campus Facebook. Like, hey, here's all the incoming freshmen.
Yeah,
What?
That's interesting.
What page is
You
this?
had to
238?
You had to have a
What?
college email like at .edu address to even join Facebook.
Okay. Wait. No. 244. 244. Other rules. Okay, so loot rolls. Okay, so the thing was too long that I couldn't read the whole thing. Okay, so basically, how flying works is that it's up to the DM, because every goddamn rule in this fucking TRPG book is referred to your DM.
Wait, how is he flying?
I mean, technically, like all RPGs are that way, but they usually at least give you like a framework.
Yeah.
The framework is we want to do the stuff that the series does, so there's only 5 classes.
So,
I choose adventure, all of them.
you, Bertle, you know that greater cabbages are thick and weighty, so they typically fly lower to the ground whenever they do fly. So they're easier to hit. However, the regular cabbages, they can fly a little bit higher, as they are not thick and meaty and weighty. So they can be harder to hit and are typically easiest to knock down with like arrows.
Okay.
So hearing Hyrozakon's net idea, it actually sounds like a really great idea, because it would be a great way to get a bunch of the smaller cabbages like on the ground so that you could whack them. Whenever you whack a flying enemy, okay, I'm going to say this. When you whack the smaller cabbages in particular, if you land a hit on them, you are able to knock them close enough to the ground to where they're still quote-unquote flying, but they won't have the flying state until their next turn, where they can choose to like start flying up higher again.
They basically kind of knock them out of the air.
Yeah. Herbert, you as someone who has actually participated in this cabbage harvest, maybe not here, but because you've participated in cabbage harvest in the past, you know that greater cabbages are not to be trifled with. Like, they can actually, they can fuck you up.
I can't wait for Kiryu to hear this. That sounds like a challenge.
Are they challenging me? No, they're just cabbages. It sounds like a challenge. No, seriously, they're just brainless cabbages. You don't have to.
Is it strong? I mean, kind of. Then that sounds like a challenge.
Probably the strongest thing that you guys have faced thus far.
Really?
I think.
The only thing that you've quote-unquote encountered that would be stronger than this is the newbie killer.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, heck, I'm excited. DM.
If it was a newbie killer,
If
Oh
it
no, I'm
was.
talking about the cabbages. We'll fight the newbie killer eventually.
I think we need a defensive line in front of all of our like shooting positions. So
And you can draw on this map. This is going to be you guys drawing this, and then I'll probably go into pixel art and do something, or I may just decide not to. I may just use this map as is. But you feel free to dang old draw.
okay,
let the tacticians do this.
I think that Herbert is going to get to hollowing out a moat and putting spikes there. And I think that's what we're going to work on. So anything, let's say, behind.
Leave a bit of land so we can still boss though, because we'll probably need
okay.
a lot of them.
Let's say that this is going to be the moat area, right? Oh wait, so that's where the road begins. So here's where the moat picks back up again. So just going to be a dry moat, and we're going to fill it with spikes, and that's going to be where, hopefully, the larger cabbages wind up, like impaling themselves. So they can't get to us except for that, right?
So
and anything else we have? I think overlapping fire, whatever. Fire. What do you call it?
Yeah, and if we have any archers that post up in front of these and they shoot like cabbages down over them, they'll fall in. So.
Yeah. So I think that archers we need to put in the back, but
so the moat is like a dugout trench?
Yeah, a dugout trench with spikes in it.
The foreman, whenever you suggest this construction, the foreman reminds you and says, I don't know how useful a moat would be against flying cabbages.
I mean, like a bulwark, somewhere to put the spikes, you know?
Why do we need spikes for the cabbages?
To catch the low-flying ones so they don't come to our archers.
Okay.
Couldn't we just build a fence?
Hold on, I'll just
well, I mean, they're flying cabbages, so they might just fly over a fence.
Good point.
Okay, I'll just start building like where do we have archery platforms?
It's not a bad idea, archery. You should keep. I would like. I'm not there though. Damn it. Okay.
You're not there
the
yet.
left side of the map is where the cabbages are going to be coming from, right?
Yes, this over here is where we are interior. Let's see.
So
I guess archery platforms then. But we can post archers on the wall. Do you think we need
You can't post archers on this wall though, because the axle wall is like really thin.
Okay.
So people can't really walk on it. It's more like a barricade, yeah. It is a stone wall, but it doesn't have like battlements.
Yeah, it doesn't have battlements or palisades.
The forest area?
What was your question?
The green stuff, is that supposed to be the forested area?
No, this is me drawing.
Oh, this is you drawing. Okay.
I'm making my nets, like the area that they'll cover, and then I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna cast fireball into this metal contraption, and it's gonna go, and it's gonna then launch. These are the little launchers, and it's gonna launch the nets out and catch cabbages. I just have to figure out how to build them.
Depending upon, I don't know. You'll have to make some rolls for it, but depending upon how it works, I don't know. I guess you just have to roll for it.
Okay.
Um,
I figure it'll either work and I'll get like my quota or more, or it will like blow up in my face. That's pretty much my expectation. Um, and then if that's the case, then I'm just left with trying to get cabbages like one at a time, and that's lame.
um,
Go big or go home.
I guess that's another great question. So,
'Cause
although
Red
the
Demon
no, sorry, go ahead.
does everything bigger. I said the Red Demon Clan does everything bigger. I will catch the most cabbages.
Don't
That's
let Polly hear you. That might cause some conflict.
that's a great point though. Like, so you guys are building your tower defense, uh, but everyone has the opportunity to use what you build. So someone could use like your, you know, your archer stations, and stuff like that. Um, but only what you catch gets added to your, what is it? Your
Total.
rewards. Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be. Let's see. So is that going to be like your main thing, Hyro?
That's what I'm doing. I'm working on packing the nets into the launchers, and and then setting the pipes to channel my explosive power, and uh I'm just gonna one shot this thing, and it either works or it doesn't.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and roll some tests to see how
Yep,
it goes?
yep. I'll definitely do that. We'll roll whatever. I actually should have my character sheet open so I know my numbers probably.
A perfect opportunity.
Let me pull up this and see what stats we have. Um. I want you to roll me. Okay, I will give you. In the time for the first shift, I will give you 3 overall attempts. A single attempt will be an intelligence, then a perception, and then a luck.
Okay.
And let me think about what the check is going to be first. So this is a pretty complicated thing that you're doing.
Yes, it is.
It's not like outside the realm of possibility, but it's definitely something that people in this area probably haven't tried before. So if you get a
Oh, my people are crazy. So
your people are crazy, but you're a pretty young guy, so you don't have too much experience. Actually,
nope.
I don't necessarily know your backstory. Do you have like, and you can text this to me if you don't want to say it out loud, but do you have like experience with like artifacts or artificing or engineering?
Not particularly, other than just whatever basic education you get in the village that Explosion Girl comes from.
Okay.
Although the people that are there are the best teachers.
Sure.
So
Sure.
anything below a 12 will be immediate failure.
Okay.
12 to Uh, 16 will be a success. Anything that you can get above 16 will be a major success.
Okay. And is it 1d6 or 2d6?
It is 2d6 plus your modifiers, unless that stat, like unless you have a skill that gives that stat 3d6 for whatever reason. And you can use blessings for
I
this.
do. We're gonna do the test without blessing. I'm gonna look at my sheet real quick, make sure.
Well, the testing is to make sure that like it works at all.
Yeah. And right. Let's see.
And to
Okay.
create these prototypes.
Right. And okay, so we're doing intelligence right now, right?
1 second. Why did I close that thing that I should have kept open? It's going to be, yes, intelligence, then perception, and then luck.
Okay. I do have a like I don't know, a 4 on detect traps and a 2 on disarm traps. I don't know if that helps at all.
I don't think that helps you build traps, though.
Okay. All right. You take enough of them apart, you kind of figure out how it works. But yeah, I don't think I've got much experience doing that. So, all right. So let me do this 2d6 plus intelligence modifiers. And I've lost the window. There it is. So. Oh, double crit.
I think he meant. My God, what is it you've created?
A 2-6 is a crit, which means it automatically succeeds, but you did get major success on your intelligence roll. Go ahead and run me your perception.
Okay.
Does he get a bonus because he made a crit?
He does not.
Okay, I was just gonna see it. Anyways,
You are always welcome to haggle with the DM.
haggle at least nicely, and then when you say no, it's absolute. That's how it goes. Also, I
No.
realized something.
Only 11 on perception, so.
I have weapon skill hand to hand. I should have been having 3. Actually, another die to my hit, which a regular is 2, right?
A regular is 2,
Yeah.
yeah.
You roll for a regular check, and that's you roll 2.
Yeah, so I should have been rolling 3 the.
That was
hand
because
to
your
hand.
character got too cocky and forgot about it.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Yeah, I was getting too powerful, too great.
You were taking it easy on him.
Yeah, truly.
Where'd you get that skill? I'm just curious.
So what am I perceiving with my rather low perception?
Well, really quick, roll me your luck.
Oh, okay. What is luck? Okay.
Man, your intelligence is high.
I'm a wizard.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey.
Okay. I'm going to... Man, I really wish that Roll20 didn't upset the me.
I know, man.
Why can't I delete this? Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Do whatever you got to do.
This is weird, but okay. So, you have developed a impeccable mechanism. So what you've done basically is you've developed a small canister that will act somewhat like a mortar that you can't aim.
That sounds about
Um,
right. That's what I was shooting for.
So how it works is that directly, so it's low to the ground, and it fires out a net directly in front of it. Hold
Yes, at
on.
an angle.
Let me what does this color do? What does this do? Oh, interesting. Okay. What is the is it Control Z? Yes. Okay. Let's see.
Oh,
Well, you didn't know that shortcut, John?
no, I did not.
Well, hey, there you go.
You know, Control Shift V removes formatting from text before you paste it.
Huh.
I learned that within the last month. I got to be over 40 using computers my whole life, using Control C and Control V my whole life. Never knew that you could add Shift into the page.
You know, can always learn new things.
Okay.
You're so much better at drawing circles than I am.
Yeah, I'm totally not using the circle
Yeah, he's-
tool.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a circle tool he's probably using.
It requires a master's touch to be able to draw a good circle, as our DM is able to do, obviously.
And
Obvious.
DMs have strange and wonderful powers.
and also you can do parry, because God, I don't know how you could do that sometimes without a fucking what's it called?
Having a mental breakdown
That is
I
important to
mean,
being a DM. Yes.
yeah,
as a part of being an artist, those they come every
yeah.
now and again.
What is that fucking tech like drawing pad? What's it called?
Wacom.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't have a TikTok account because I don't have the app, but I have discovered uh, Dungeons and Dragons TikTok shorts.
No boy.
And like there's this one series I've been watching, DM therapy, where like
Oh,
the
yeah.
one DM goes to the other DM and tells him what his players have done today.
Oh
That's
God,
actually also on YouTube, so it's like you
Jared would have some
Well,
stories.
I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it all
can. Okay.
post stuff to Instagram, but that is my goal every time I play, is to hopefully one day do something that will cause a DM to tell stories.
That's fucking awesome, though.
Fucking our real life group has a couple of those with Jared.
Jared is
fucking-
insane sometimes. Like the stuff that he
Dude,
pulls, like I
yeah,
don't know
like,
where it comes from.
Perry, you've seen some of the shit we pull as players. I mean,
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, with Pink just being introduced to the group, he thinks you're
Oh,
all
yeah.
insane people.
oh yeah,
Oh, see,
we have
that's the
we
thing
have
though.
solved so many
We're not
quests in dumb
really
ways.
insane in real life.
Oh no, it's just we come up with some of the stupidest ways to solve problems.
Kick the baby.
feel
Don't
cheated
kick
because-
the baby.
I feel cheated because I was thinking Centralia Mindfire, and apparently, like, that shit was in Goblin Slayer. So it's like, no.
One of my
Um,
most proud achievements is I created a character that my DM stole to use as an NPC.
Yeah, that's an
That's
honor.
awesome.
We were playing. It was my very first game that I'd ever done role playing. It was Vampire the Masquerade, the Dark Ages, and so like I made a vampire that used electricity, but that wasn't a power that was in the Dark Ages. It was something that was in the modern era. So my character was the guy who came up with that, and so all of the powers were restricted and like limited and all. But she liked the character so much that she stole it for her Vampire the Masquerade campaign as the guy who like invented that and used him as an NPC, like a high level powered NPC. And that campaign was insane because we were sent on this quest or whatever, basically as fodder by higher up, vampires, and we survive against all odds. We complete the campaign, and we're gonna be rewarded. Like it sometimes happens at the end of campaigns. And the one guy in our party that liked to fight everything, he was a clan that liked to fight. I think it was Bruja or something.
Bruja.
Yeah. He decided to challenge the super powerful, ultra mega beings at the end of our quest,
Of
and
course.
just got smited. Like there was
That's what happens.
He was there and then he wasn't there.
That's what
And
happens when you're Bruja.
He's like, I'm dead? What happened? I don't understand. I'm like, dude.
To be honest, he was playing up to his character. It's probably what a Bruja would do.
Hilarious.
They love fighting.
I still love the game. The game where we John and I we had those new guys, and you gave us all these advantages, and then they just committed suicide.
No, it was literally. So it was the fact that it was like everyone said that we weren't going to meet up. So I was like, okay, I'll just do, like small things to get people like familiar with the system. It'll be okay. And then we get to, then the day comes and everyone meets up, including you, although you had lost your character sheet. And it's like, okay, well, this is the series of side quests that everyone's going to go on.
Yep.
And instead of taking the win, they fought their way into losing.
Yes. It was like watching a traitor.
Yeah.
Boy.
I mean, you're not going to be able to convince your father to kill your mother. I mean, this is Dwarven society. Everyone is lawful. This is ridiculous. You would have to roll a 40 or something. So he nat 20s and confirms it, and it's like, okay, I guess you convince your father to kill your mother. Dwarven ale, it's a hell of a drug, right?
Oh, okay.
So after getting a fight with his mentor, after convincing his father to commit, not fratricide. What
matricide?
No, wifetricide.
Wifetricide. Oh yeah, the matricide is only when the child.
Yeah. It's
So
that's
just murder.
Yeah,
there's gotta be a special term for a man.
I'm sure, but we don't know it.
Point is, so instead of getting armor so that he doesn't die, he just leaves early, and it's
oh my gosh. Okay, wait a second. Pause. It's Eurocide.
Eurocide. Okay, there you go. I knew there was a.
There's a word for everything, John.
Yeah.
But nobody necessarily knows it.
Point is that so after he convinces his father.
Yeah.
As well.
Matricide?
No. Meriticide. Very close, but literally means the killing of one's own husband.
That would be her. Yeah, this is a he versus her, not her versus he. Point is, convince this man to... By the way, I am building platforms, so when you need to challenge me with that, we can do that.
I'm going to challenge you after we finish...
Gotcha. Doug's thing.
Hyro, yeah.
Okay. But no, I explained very clearly you can go through the hobgoblin-infested mountains or the safe Imperial Road that, it gets you there about the same time, because one, you're traveling overland, the other you're traveling, cross-country, so it's rougher going. So, safe road or the goblin-infested mountains.
Guess what
at level 1, with no weapons and armor.
I know exactly what they chose.
Yeah, so he offed himself, and it's like, okay.
Yep.
Next group, again, Druid was supposed to escort them to the city, get them some equipment, like a new bow and shit like that. They argued her out of being with them after she tested them, right? Tested them to see okay, well, can you deal with this fucking crocodile? It wasn't a crocodile, it was an alligator. I had to there were no stats for it, right? So I had to cut the crocodile's stats in half. Which, if you know anything about stats, that was dumb and should be super duper easy. I had guy who was a ranged dude argued to run up and engage the crocodile in melee.
Why?
So of course I death rolled him into death. So they got bailed out by their druid teacher. And then they smart mouthed off to the druid teacher, so it's like, okay, you're a lost cause, goodbye. Then they argued themselves. He crit failed, and I tried to like, okay, take D4 subdual damage. Argued that his bow did a D8. And I could not convince him to just do a D4 damage. And he gave himself a D8 subdual damage, which just about knocks him out of the fight. So
Nice.
yeah, so both people came to a goblin end, and the actual adventure that I was planning on running, but nobody was available for, was going to be everyone actually arriving at the town that day. But
Filthy, disgusting, scum-sucking goblins. I hate them. Don't like them. Hate goblins. Hate them.
yeah,
Would like
well,
to
no,
see-
that's the thing. The goblin. Okay, so like, yes, the goblins killed, like the cleric, but the goblins didn't even like have to kill the like the half elf and the elf, right? The rangers, they didn't need to die like that. That was unnecessary.
Name one time goblins have done anything for society.
Name one time goblins have been.
in the Slime Sakai. They did a lot for
Name
that
one-
society.
Name
No,
one time where a
there's-
goblin acted morally.
There's also sexy goblins in like
Slime Isekai.
yeah.
I was
They're
gonna say,
sexy. Of all
you know,
things.
the slime, isekai reincarnated thing. The goblins were nice.
Okay, excuse me. Except when goblins are only a male species, name one time they've ever done anything to help society.
Okay, there you go.
When they are going around and pillaging and, doing the typical goblin antics when they're out on their
I've
bus.
read a lot of fucking trash isekai bullshit. If I actually went through and dusted off the memory banks, I could probably find something.
Where goblins weren't
Noble
awful.
goblins.
Actually, yes, there is a isekai where the isekai person gets picked up by a tribe of goblins, and they treat that person well, and then they have their cheat isekai god powers. And
Do they
so
treat that person well, or do they treat them like he's a goblin?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
Because goblins are also trash enemies, so they get shat on a lot.
Well,
So did they treat him well, or did he get treated like a goblin?
So he was abandoned as a baby or some bullshit, and the goblins picked him up and are raising him as their own.
By the
So
time
there you
he's
go.
5, he's like looking down on all of them.
And by the time he's 5, he's like doing the most manual labor in the camp, probably. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a bit since I read that one, but there is one example of goblins
kinda
being
like
cool.
It's kind of like a twisted version of Elf. With,
Yeah.
Goblin instead of elf.
Anyways,
What holiday is that one based around?
Gotcha. So Hyro,
Halloween.
you build this mechanism that you stomp your foot, like it's got like it's a metal contraption. You stomp your foot on the back of it to keep it in place, and then you load the net into the front like a modern mortar.
mhm.
Then it has a long pipe out the back where you like use some fire magic, and there's a little bit of like flammable slime that that you drip down the back of it, and so whenever you ignite it, it explodes, and then the canister shoots out, and the canister itself is weak but fire resistant. So then it spreads once it leaves, and then the net shoots out like right in front of it. Kind of like you've created a shotgun for nets that you put on the ground. However,
He's created basically a net gun that you can't really use in your arms.
Hold on. Let me pull up this because it went away for some reason. Your second roll was perception.
That was
Why
an
is it-
11.
Why is it doing this weird shit? So you failed your perception. The problem with this is that you don't really know how you've created it.
So it's going to be harder to create more.
So, remember that in the time allotted to you, you get 3 overall attempts. So you've built
Okay.
one that works. You don't really know how you created it because, like, you kind of got lost in your work along the process. And keep in mind that you're using materials provided to you by the city. So
Hyper focused.
you're hyper focused, and if this thing were to break in the middle of using it, you would not be able to repair it in the field, and you probably would
Okay.
not be able to repair this one in particular. That being said, you did get a passing score on your luck, so during your test runs, you don't really find anything wrong with it. It seems to work fine, but you kind of get the idea that you might have to like clean out the slime after like firing a few shots, and you might have to like clean it out.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me 3 more. Actually, let me separate these. Okay. Go ahead and roll me 3 more.
Same
Mhm.
pattern.
Yeah, it's going to
Okay.
be intelligence, then perception, and then luck.
Hey, you made that one, though.
Barely.
Yeah. Well, barely would have been scraping by at 13, so you got pretty there.
Man,
Oh,
my perception sucks.
yeah. You could, if you want to, use fate to re-roll.
What
But,
is we have
Not
fate
fate. I
points?
mean,
It's
not fate. I mean
blessings.
blessings.
You have blessings.
I keep calling them fate because
In contrast to fate, before you roll something, you can choose to use a fate or a blessing to add another
Number of
d6 to
dice.
your roll. But after you make the roll, you can only use a blessing to re-roll the 2 that you already did.
Gotcha. What I'll do, I may save blessing for the last set.
ah,
Oh, no luck either.
yeah. Oof.
All right. What happens with number 2?
Where do you want this one? Right under the other one?
Or right next to it? Like, want to maximize like area?
All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba. How did I do that? I think it was that and then that. Okay. So this one, and I'm just gonna keep the circles for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah. So with this one, you try to replicate what you did before, and you do a decent enough job. You make it, it seems fine, but then you realize after you've made it that your dimensions are kind of off. So it doesn't have as big of an area of effect as you would like. And this one has a you did this weird, like, so you remembered, you were like, oh yeah dude, my first one, I could like just drop the canister in and then like I just trickle the slime down the back, and it's got these like perfect dimensions where the smith had like just perfectly pounded the metal. But this one just, it feels kind of wrong to use. It like the other one felt good. Like you launch it and then you feel like, ah, fuck yeah, like hell yeah, bro, like that was awesome. But this one you're kind of just like, it's a little bit more finicky and it's just difficult to use and it gets jammed a little bit. So this one is a single use.
Okay.
It is single use and it's more difficult to move. So the first one, you could drop, if you don't use a movement action on the first one, you could drop a canister down and launch it in the same turn. But with this one, it would take a turn to like fucking fuck with it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Let me separate it, and I'll allow you to try one more attempt.
All right.
All right, and then I'm going to use a blessing this time, so that's 3d6.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, that actually, you needed that one, actually.
And I am going to roll my other blessing this time for luck.
Man. You really want this one to be the best it can
B, yeah.
Oh. There you go.
All right. Gotcha. Technically, it wouldn't be as good as your first one.
First one.
But you understand this one the best.
Replication might not be as hard now.
Right about there. So this one is your most well-rounded, all-around best creation of the day. It isn't your best performing, but it is your best well-rounded creation of the day. You go through, you've made it. It's a little bit more in line with your second one. So it doesn't have the nice, like, pedal stomp to, like, hold
Right.
it in place. So it is possible to misfire this one. However, you have a better understanding of this mechanism. So you can more easily replicate this mechanism. You don't have the pedal stomp and the nice, like, reloadable canister that you can do in one turn. But
Okay.
so here, let me put it to you this way. You could teach someone else to use this one and your first one, but your second one only you can use.
Yep, because it's like that car that just won't start unless you're the owner that knows how to start it.
Yeah, exactly. And then as far as luck goes, you don't notice anything wrong with it. It feels good to use. You get the impression that as long as it's properly cleaned before the battle, you can probably get a good 3 uses out of it. Before it would need to be cleaned. As far as you can tell, with all of the ones you've made here today, they probably won't break as long as you don't use them too much before the battle.
Okay. Yeah, after I did the initial setup and test or whatever, I'm not planning on using them anymore. I'm saving it all for the cabbages.
So Herbert,
Yes.
you've been talking to the foreman, the man over construction, and are these archer towers?
Yeah, these are proposed archery towers. I've been thinking about putting like the water pits beside them so that you could like A, bail out if you get in trouble, or like B, store the cabbage in water. But I don't know. But this is what I settled upon, and this is my proposed. Like, yeah.
Does anyone have the like create water spell? You know, the thing no probably pick up.
Purify
Because why
water.
would you? Because why would you?
Yeah, don't have it.
I'll get it in a bit. You just wait.
Hold up. So
I'm making that as a jab at Aqua.
let me pull up.
I think they didn't.
Her first abilities were just party tricks.
Didn't Cosma like actually invest in create water?
Yeah, later down the line because he's
Because
like,
she-
it's kind of
yeah.
useful.
Herbert, give me. So I'll let you make 3 at a time. 3 during a shift is what I mean. But you can keep the proposed ones if you plan on using like another shift to make the other 3.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. Actually, let's start from the bottom up because he's taking the top. So let's. Oops. Let's.
You can leave
let's
them
start-
there if you want
Yeah,
to.
but let's start from the bottom up because I'll work towards the top. So that way we could start. Yeah, he'll cover part, I'll cover part, and then there we go.
So, give me, in a single attempt, give me a mind,
Okay.
then a luck, then a perception.
4, 3, and then 4. Okay, so gotcha. Give me a second, getting the roller set up.
You're good.
Okay, so
I am actually typing
There
out in
we go.
chat.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
That's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one.
Okay. Probably should have declared it first. Fuck. I'm not good at DMing. I'm sorry. So, you roll the mind because you're not the only one focusing on this. So Hyro is kind of just going off and doing his own thing using
Yeah.
like city supplies, and the foreman is kind of just really hoping and trusting he's not wasting materials, basically.
What is this? What is
I-
this kid doing?
I
'Cause,
strip off.
Because I don't know, I don't know if y'all paid attention. Did I put it on my character? Because I'm not very old.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm 14.
yeah,
So-
like you're
Yeah.
you're the youngest out of all us. I'm sitting here, 48.
You graduated the year after before Megaman did.
Fucking
I
okay.
think she's
So
13.
Actually,
she's my
that's-
idol, but I don't know the explosion
That's
stuff.
not
How old is
true.
Wait,
Because I
what?
have I have an event that's going to happen later, and it's going to blow your fucking minds.
Okay.
I left for 5 minutes. Are they breaking the cannon?
They
Apparently,
are not
I just mentioned something.
breaking the cannon.
Fuck
They
cannon.
they're not.
fuck cannon.
Uh,
Cannon's for
No, Hyro's making a cannon. He's not fucking the cannon. He's making the cannon.
Well, the third one or the second one, we don't know how good that one is. So he might have fucked a cannon.
yeah. That might be a little fucked, but hey,
It's Schrodinger's
2 out of
cannon.
3 is still good success.
The foreman
Schrodinger's
saw
cannon.
your first net launcher, and he thought that it was like a awesome fucking idea. So after you made the first one, he was like, "Oh, okay, this guy obviously knows what he's doing." So he hasn't paid attention to you, and he hasn't noticed that the second one is kind of faulty.
Yeah.
So, Herbert,
Yes.
I will say, let's see, it starts with mind, then luck, then perception. So, this is a more understandable development.
Mhm.
So, the foreman kind of just gave you a team to work with so that you guys could build. So, your mind stat is your kind of like your leadership in directing your builders. Your luck is your how it's like turned out, and then your perception is your evaluation of how it turned out, if that makes sense.
Oh.
So,
So I understand that I got a 9.
Yes.
You just were unlucky. That's it. You're a perfect leader. You can see very well. You just got shit luck.
So I will say that a successful mind is 10.
Okay.
A successful luck will be 12. And then a successful perception will be 10. Actually, no, a successful perception will be 8.
Okay. So 10, 12, 8.
10, 12, 8. And I'm actually going to type that out because I will definitely forget. So,
Yeah.
the first one, the one on the very bottom, you successfully directed the builders. They had a pretty good idea of what you were going for. The problem, though, is that they're not used to you. They don't really know you. You know, like some of these guys are just workers from Axel that are looking to get a little bit of money. Some of them are adventurers, and they know that they haven't really seen you around a lot. They know you're part of the Dragon's party, but you haven't really participated in like the fights that they know about. So they kind of still have that attitude where they're like, man, you know, fuck this guy, fuck this old guy. What's he doing here? I wish the dragon were here.
I just want like a scene where like Herbert is like, "Man, it's hot out here," and he takes off his shirt, fucking ripped.
No. My go for it was I take off my shirt. I thought this was gonna involve a strength check, so I was gonna strip to the waist, and I was gonna have like old man ribs of visible through my pectorals, and a
Oh
little
god.
kind of pot belly from where I've been like poor
But like
pasta
his
the entire
arms
time.
are toned. Like he's willing. He's like visibly strong. He just got a beard.
I flex my muscle, and it's like the muscle comes down out from under, like
You're
droops out of the
strong. Don't even try to
bottom.
bullcrap that. I've seen your stats. You're stronger than most people.
But you notice that this job has been done a little shoddily. Uh, it you notice that one of the supports will probably topple in the battle, in like the commotion, like because you understand that in a battle, things are high stakes and people are high tension, right? So no one's going to be gently, like crouched upon this archer tower. They're probably
that
going to be like screaming orders and
it's like
stomping.
it's like the Fellowship of the Ring, like extended cut, like special edition, like extra feature, where they're having the battle under the mountain in Moria, right? And they brace the door, and everyone stops, and like I can't remember whether it was like Ian McKellen or whatever goes up to the door, and he pulls off like a bow that was bracing the door, and it's like, what is this? What is this shoddy bracing work?
Yeah. So
So it's
you
like
notice.
everything looks robust except for like a few braces, which are clearly like, is that a limb? That's a limb. It's got. It's not even. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So is there any way that I can fix this, or is it one where it's like this is just gonna be sacrificed?
I mean, it could still be used, but it might break in the battle. You can spend some of your time to try and like replace that part, but that would be another attempt,
Yeah, I
and you
getcha.
get 3 total.
Gotcha. We'll work on the next one. I might come back to it later.
Okay.
So next one.
And that's
Do you need?
mind luck per.
There we go. And then I'm going to actually spend. I'm gonna spend one of my blessings on this one. Oh God. and then that one again. So there we go. 11, 11, and 13. So again, I rally them. I can see that I didn't do the best job, and I didn't get the thing.
Pretty much. It's the same as the first. But the good thing is that you're noticing that they're not the best.
Sure.
And let me separate this. Give me one more. Mind, luck, per.
There, I'm going to spend another blessing. That time it worked, and it's a crit. And there we go.
So, you got a little upset at your team.
Did I Thanos them? I'll do it myself!
No, you got upset at them, and you were kind of pissed off that they like fucked up the first two jobs. So instead of just making like wooden supports, you had them use metal. So it's not going anywhere unless you tear it down.
Okay.
In fact, that third one from the bottom can't be broken in battle. Unless it gets set on like fire or some shit.
Yeah.
So draw like a little plus next to it as well.
Oh, I was just 0. I was green O for okay.
Yeah, but do like okay plus.
Okay.
And that concludes the morning shift. The foreman does the rounds, goes around, he's paying everybody. Hyro and Herbert, you both should add 50 kilo Eris to your coffers.
Okay.
At this point in time, it is now starting to get into the afternoon.
Did you say 50 kilo Eris?
Yes,
50,
50
yeah.
kilo.
Okay. I had 17 Eris, so that's less than kilo, right?
Correct.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So now we are at the point where everyone has finished their morning. So now Kiryu has finished his training, the sun. Polly has finished messing with the wizard and having tea. And you guys have finished the morning shift. Who would like to go next?
All you, Dragon Kun. Wait,
Leighton, are you there? Did he step away?
okay. I guess I can go then.
Which is weird. I thought I heard him like earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Oh,
What's up, Polly?
I guess I'm just showing up. Like, you know how they have like those really exaggerated walks?
I know
Like,
I know you're talking about.
yeah. I'm like walking up like I'm a big shot. Coming through. Coolest guy in town. Future king of the world coming through. It's me. It's Polly. I know you're all excited.
Where are you going?
I'm heading to the cabbage field or whatever.
Alrighty. Are you wanting to participate in the second shift of the day?
No, heck yeah.
Alright. You walk up like a big shot, and then everyone is already kind of tired. Some people are sticking around, some people are rotating out, and new people are rotating in. They're kind of looking at you like, what the fuck? Who's this guy? And then Herbert was hanging out with the foreman, and then he just kind of like looked over and was like, "Oh, that's Paulie. He's actually our team leader."
I thought the dragon was our team leader. No.
On paper,
Hold on.
I'm the team leader. I sign us up for everything.
Okay, hold on. I'll do it. Oh, Paulie, that's our like pseudo team leader, like second in command, like
No.
reliability.
It was my idea to put the party together. I sign us up for all the quests. I'm the one who has to talk to Rita at the end of every single quest we do. I'm in charge.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no one
you
calls
are?
you
I
the
didn't know
dragon.
that.
Whatever.
I thought the dragon was in charge. I thought you were just like our manager or something.
Manager?
Like sort of a team mom.
Team Mall?
Although I don't know if you can cook. I don't think you cook very well.
I can cook the
You
best,
were
I'll have
our
you know.
manager.
Hey, I'm new. I just joined the party.
What?
I am the best at everything, I will have you two know.
And then Herbert called you the team mom.
Hold on. Hold on a second. What's going on? I just got back.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Gideon
Okay.
walks in.
So,
Okay, so Kiryu figured out too. Cool.
Oh, our leader, the dragon, has arrived.
Fuck you, Herbert.
well, first,
Never-
Latin,
We're gonna skip the
or
nickname.
Kiryu, are you wanting to do the second shift of the day?
Yeah, because as long as I don't have any prior engagements.
Okay. So the foreman now recognizes you two as a part of the party of the kid doing experimental shit that seems to be working out pretty okay, and one of the builder leaders, kind of. So he's given you two permission to lead your own projects. Who would like to work first?
I've got a question actually.
Okay.
How high do they fly you, the cabbages? I'm gonna ask the foreman because he might know.
He says that the greater cabbages are pretty much always low enough to the ground that you can hit them with melee weapons, but they can also dish out a lot of damage. You got to be really careful about them. The smaller cabbages fly high enough usually that they could fly over the axle wall if they wanted to. But they typically just kind of float with the breeze more than they fly. So you can knock them out of the air, or you can knock them closer to the ground with projectiles, and then they're within melee range, unless they fly back up.
I think most of my
Question.
focus is gonna be on the greater ones.
I
have no
question. Do the cabbages eat anything? Like, can you bait them?
Not really. The foreman says that, well, we haven't really tried using baits. I mean, they use photosynthesis. The foreman knows about photosynthesis because he's actually a botanist in his day-to-day life. He says they use photosynthesis, so I guess the sun is their bait.
Okay. I wonder. I contemplate the question and I go back to working experiments.
And any other questions, or are you guys good to start the shift?
I'm just trying to think of a good strategy to go about this.
Yeah, I'm ready to start the shift, I guess. Pouted.
Alrighty, Paulie, how would you like to start?
I would first like to begin by going to, I can draw on this, right?
Yeah.
So are the cabbages going to be showing up on the opposite side of where we have all the barricades and stuff, or is this where the whole field where we're fighting?
This is the whole field that we're fighting on.
Okay, so to start, I would like to walk right about here. and I would like to write a sign saying, "Fight me, you cowards." Love Polly underneath it.
Okay. Hold on. Roll me a. Are you doing this? So you're doing this personally? Like, how big is the sign?
I'd say pretty big.
Pretty big. Okay, so you use a few workers, for this. So give me a mind, then a luck, then a perception, similar to Herbert's things. That is a
Great.
mind, then a luck, then a per.
All right. Mind. Let's see. Luck. And a perception. I put all the wrong. Okay, I gotta read all of those. I put all the wrong things in. Excuse me. Okay.
Well, before you roll, maybe our glorious DM should say what he has to beat, or do you want to do that after?
I mean, it's whatever.
You know what? Sure. Give me. Okay, so mind is gonna have to be 16. Luck is gonna have to be.
I'm gonna learn to write in cabbage.
Luck is gonna be a 10 to 12 for a success. Above that will be a major success. And then perception will be a 12.
Okay, well, don't worry about those rolls. Those are the right ones. I looked at the wrong thing. Excuse me. Okay, now we're gonna do luck. Ah, god dang, it's a fail and a crit.
First one is mind.
Well, those are the right stats. I misspoke.
Okay.
Everything's good. Yeah. Aside from perception, I do have to redo that one. Sorry. That's the actual. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
Damn.
It's a crappy sign. Oh boy.
Wait, so what are the three? Is it 999?
It's 11, 9, and 9. Yeah, those are all the right stats.
All right.
Ouch.
So, what was mine supposed to be? 16?
Yeah.
All right. So, you tried your utmost best to convince these workers that this was an awesome plan. But they just were not understanding why the fuck they were doing this. So then, what did I say for luck? Was luck 10?
Mm-hmm.
So they successfully make a wooden thing, and it kind of acts like a barricade, but it's really shittily made because
Good.
they were trying to make a sign before they realized, oh wait, maybe the boss wants us to build like a barricade so that we can like split the horde, and so that, you know, we can have like a little safe area right here, or we can funnel them into like other areas. Wait, was that what the boss wanted? He said that he just wanted a sign. So I've been making a sign. So they realized a little too late the opportunity that they had, and they ended up just actually making a sign. But then they kind of shittily reinforced it, so it'll probably break immediately in the battle.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
I saw the sign.
You did. It was right in front of your fucking net trap, so it almost fucked you over.
It opened up my eyes. I'm blowing it up to fireball.
I'm old enough to get the joke. Don't worry.
No, I got the joke.
Okay.
I didn't.
It
really
wasn't
know where
very
to go
good.
with it. So, Polly, that is your first creation.
Mhm.
What would you like to try next?
I guess I would like the greater ones are on the ground, right?
The greater ones are flying, and they can fly up into the air where they can only be hit with projectiles, but they
Mhm.
tend to stay a little closer to the ground.
Okay, for my second thing, I would like to build a large platform that I can be at like even height with them.
Okay, so you want to build like a guard tower?
Yeah, like an open guard tower that I can just kind of stand up on, and just like slice them out of the air or whatever.
Okay. All right. Give me. That's gonna be the same. Give me mind luck per, but your stats this time is 10. Luck is gonna be 12, and then perception is gonna be 8.
8, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, that's for me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, a big money. God dang it.
No money.
Alright, big money. Dang it.
No money.
Alright, and let's see. At least my perception slightly decent. Come on, let's at least get one here. Alright, there we go. God
Hey.
dang! What is with these rolls? Crits and failures all over the place.
And where do you want this to be?
Let's just put it like kind of. I feel like Polly would want to like be seen by everybody, so somewhere around here should work.
Okay.
You don't build a tower, you build a stage.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, that is what you've
They're-
done.
They're like sewing curtains like halfway through, and it's like, yeah.
So, once again, you're talking to your workers, and they fucked up the first time, and you can't believe that they don't understand why. Like, you don't understand how they could possibly not understand.
You just gesticulate more.
So you just
You're like an
gesticulate.
Italian.
You're getting mad. You're like throwing your hands out. They get a little scared because like you start accidentally using a little bit of rubber hose.
Far out.
And like you're like whenever you go to gesticulate to like you throw in your hands, but you're actually throwing your hands like they're going out really far, and then they're like snaking back, like slithering along the ground, and they're just getting a little creeped out, and you're getting really frustrated. So they don't make a really tall tower. They
God
make
dang it.
they make like an elevated stage basically because like the instructions you give them, they can only really like interpret it as you wanting a stage.
Uh-huh.
So they make you like on the let's see, where is it? Like right here. There's like, 2 and then 3 steps where you can like get up and get on. And then there's like, 1 and then there's like 2 and then there's 3 steps. So it's about 3 steps high. You're
Okay.
you're not as so these archer towers that have been built thus far, they are
I figure they have wooden ladders going up, so it's like probably like at least 6, maybe 12 feet off the ground.
yeah, that's about right. That's actually what I was thinking exactly. Yeah, they're about 12 feet
There's
off
no
the ground.
steps, just literally a ladder strapped to like one side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your stage is probably like 2 to 3 feet off the ground.
Can't you fucks do anything right? He
So
said
like,
in his
and
head.
make it big. Make it like 12 feet wide and 9 feet deep.
Make it extravagant, so everyone can see my beautiful action as I beat down the enemy with my powerful blade, Baswana.
Did he say how high we should make it? He said he wanted it 12 feet wide and 9 feet deep, so...
I don't think it would be 9 feet deep unless I want to dig it out.
Why are the players being my construction workers now?
Actually, that is the problem. You saying that you wanted it 9 feet deep, so all of the height that would have helped you in the fight, like going upwards, they made like a little trap door area so that you could store props under the stage.
What is wrong with these people? They're all insane.
You're the one telling the this.
I'm looking at the other worker. You know, like, does this look? This looks like a bush, right? We can just like winch this back up, and it'll look like a bush, right?
Listen, I don't know. He just said to make a stage. I'm just doing my job.
Well, you did a good job on that tree. Like, it's gonna look like that'll look really nice, at least from the front side.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I would like to make another roll to build a stage on top of this stage.
Stage within a stage.
Like, give me a tower on top of the stage.
I want a tower on top of the stage. Are we going for the same rolls again?
No, it would actually be more difficult because they've already put in this work for the stage. So then they have like limited dimensions to work with, so it would actually be harder.
Good, let's go for it. Give it to me, I'm ready.
I won't be
This is
too
what
mean.
happens when you give Polly any kind of like power. He abuses it immediately.
It'll be mind 12, luck 14,
Gotcha.
perception 4.
Gotcha. Alright, let's freaking do it, baby. Here it comes. You're about to see a miracle comeback right here.
Oh,
You got it.
okay. Mind worked out.
Okay. I'm adding a blessing for my luck on this one.
You really want this one to work out, don't you?
Yeah, I do. You know what? I'm using both blessings, actually. No, that's stupid. I'm just using one.
No, I don't think you should do that.
Just using one.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Hey,
Alright, and perception.
you can be
There we go. There we go, baby.
Incredible. So
Hey, John, I posted your towers for you.
Watches as this thing comes together, and it actually, it's taller than my tower on top because it's got the stage underneath it, and he's just like,
So you've accidentally made something really useful.
That's what I love to hear.
Because so you have a 14-foot high tower. So it's a little bit higher than the archer towers,
the sniper approach.
and it uses stairs to go up. So it's easier to go up and down than the archer towers. Then the tower itself acts as a useful barrier, so that if someone is on the stage, they can use the back part of the stage for cover. In the legs of the fucking curtains, obviously.
Gotcha.
And because of your fuck up from earlier, you actually have a decent trap door like spot under the stage where you can either store supplies or you can store injured people to like get them out of the battle.
Mm-hmm. Alright then. Good work, gentlemen. It only took the entire shift, but we finally got that tower made.
For reference, it will be 8 p.m. whenever the shift ends. Who would like to go next?
I mean, can I? I actually have an idea now of
Sure.
what I would have. I kind of want to build like small little barricades throughout the entire, for like wounded warriors that don't want to get hit anymore and just kind of want to hide behind it.
And don't want to get stored underneath the stage.
Yeah. That too. Or
And
people
then-
who just don't like Polly and don't want to accept any kind of help from him. There are.
You will all be my subjects one day, and you will all like it. Just you wait.
Kiryu,
I will rule with an
Son of a
iron.
dark lord, you will have it.
Kiryu smells that.
Kiryu consists that he's going to become the Dark Lord.
Instead of a dark lord, you shall have a Yusha. And he shall be funny and terrible like, silly string.
And then, like, as that's happening, you just hear coming for that ass. Get over here. Yeah.
Why does it sound like you're coming to molest my character?
Yeah. To say, I am frankly disturbed right now.
A little bit, yeah. I'm like, Kiryu, back off, bro. You're being weird. Stop sniffing me.
Where would you like to do your first attempt?
Well, I guess around here. I don't have like any kind of thing. I'm trying to sporadically place them around in an area.
All right. If you don't mind, I'll do like. Oh,
I figured
fuck.
this isn't that complicated, and the reason why I'm not doing anything is I can't really think of anything else that a melee character would want to build other than some small defenses.
All right, like that right there.
I was gonna say something that they could just duck into. Works too.
But okay, so what are you trying to do? Like something above ground, or like a trench, or
Yeah, like sort of like a little trench that a person could duck into if they're getting too overwhelmed.
Okay. Do you want it to be right there?
Let's move it back like to here,
Alrighty.
because I'd imagine we would be over here, like in front, and then people would need to run back and then duck into that, or all of us might need to if it gets too overwhelmed.
This one. So would
I guess maybe
that
like,
right there
yeah,
be okay?
perfect actually.
Let me think about this. This is gonna
tried-
be.
I tried to choose something simple.
This is gonna be another mind per. Mind is gonna be. Hold on. Mind luck per. Mind is gonna be 8. Luck is gonna be. Actually, you know what? No, mind is gonna be 6. Luck is gonna be 8, and then perception is gonna be 6.
Okay. Kind of figured. It's not a very complicated plan. I'm a simple man. Simple plans. Yes. Okay, so is that? Yes, it is my mind. Yep, that made it. And then it's luck. Again. Yep. And perception, which is yeah. Yep.
So, you convey your orders to your team, and some of the members of the team have done this in the past, and this is pretty standard.
Yeah.
So they immediately pick up on what you're talking about. So they create a 4-foot deep hole in the ground. So if you stand up, then you're gonna, see around you, right?
Yeah.
But it's deep enough to where like if you just kind of like sit down, then you'll be pretty much safe. And it's thin enough to where, especially against flying enemies, they're not gonna attack anyone who goes to dive into this little trench. The sides are reinforced with like wooden fencing almost, and the bottom is reinforced with wood as well.
Yeah, it's a trench.
Yeah.
Yeah, trench warfare.
So it's easy to walk on. If it rains, you won't have to deal with like slipping in mud or anything. And
No trench.
Yeah, it's if you went to an American high school, then you know exactly what the fuck you're looking at in your mind.
Kiryu did not, but he does know about world history.
And that's your first thing. What would you like to do next?
I guess another one probably on this side. Because we're probably going to have warriors on each side. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Do me another mind look per. Same thing.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Ooh. Good
Ooh,
one.
that succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
That's why he's the leader.
I'm gonna kill you, Arbor.
Just coming together.
This design is actually a little bit different. Because you did so well. So it's still the standard, 4 feet deep, whatever, blah blah blah. But there's actually a under like footlocker area under like here where the top side is still fine because they've like shoved some wooden supports under there. But in this trench, you can house a few different things like some rations, a little bit of medical supplies.
Yeah, this will be our medical trench.
Yeah, stuff like that. It can't hold nearly as much as the underside of the stage, but if we'll say two to three people that are lightly injured can dive into this trench and then use a turn or two to get healed back up.
Return to the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, the
like
underside of the stage, let me mention this for Polly. The underside of your stage
Yes.
has ample amounts of room.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are critically injured can go there, and if you want to designate it as this, you can have a priest in there to stabilize people.
Can I get a priestess, please?
Sure.
Good. Because Polly has preferences.
Of course he does.
Now,
Hey, I'm not going to disagree with that one.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, of course he does.
Yeah, of course he does.
give me one more Latin. What's your next thing?
Oh, yeah. Kind of all I wanted to do, because I can't think of anything else particularly. Other than,
I mean, if you want to... Tell you what. If you don't have anything you want to build, I will let you give up a turn in order to make a little bit of extra money. Don't ask me how this works through the cosmos, like through the universe. It's just, we'll say you spent your time looking for money if there's nothing else you want to do.
Sure, I could always use money.
At the end of your shift, instead of 50 kilo Eris, you'll be getting 70.
Nice.
I know how this works. He worked on somebody else's project.
I'm a strong dude. I could do that.
Yeah, that's perfect. But that is your incentive to give up a turn. Do you wish to do this?
Sure.
Okay. Who would like to go next? We are up to Herbert and Hyro.
So I'm just continuing to do what I did during the first shift.
Okay.
Oh, hold on one sec. I just remembered something. None of us declared our lifestyle at the beginning of the session.
I thought that was carrying over from last session.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm fool.
Same day or whatever.
I appreciate you keeping me honest, though.
I thought about that and I was like, oh no.
You did scare me there for a second because I was like, "What? What the fuck?" But yeah. You. Although I should have at the beginning of the session reiterated what our lifestyles were, though. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. What did you guys pick last time?
Simple living.
Mine
Yeah, I
was
think I had-
stable living.
I had
I had simple as well.
I think it was. Which one is the one above simple living again?
Economy.
Yes, I had
Economy or something.
I had economy for no, yeah. Yeah, no, I had economy for Majima and simple.
So we got simple, economy simple, stable, right?
Yeah, I
Alright.
got a 0 this time.
And I'm just gonna trust you guys to keep track of that, as I
Yes.
trust everyone here.
And it was like what? Simple was how much a day?
Simple is
10
10
kilo
kilo
Eris.
Eris.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just
Eventually-
RP'd that as you're living in the guild hall, basically.
Pretty much. In the guild hall, they have some. How do I put this? They have communal rooms where they don't like. There's some of the rooms upstairs have some beds, which is what you and Hyra stayed in last time. But
Mhm.
generally speaking, they have like small shitty beds and futons, and they have about 3 to 4 people to a room typically. It's
Okay.
they're rooms that are designed more so for adventurers who they probably just got back, they reported in, they ate something, and now they're dead tired and they can't even walk outside the place.
Or too drunk.
Yeah, that too. Sometimes they accidentally end up stable living because they sleep at a fucking table.
Mm.
Where would you like to continue your work, Hyro?
I'll just make some more behind where I did in this open space. Right behind my existing ones.
Oh, so east of where your thing is?
Yes. If this is oriented north, south, east, west, then east.
So it would be like right here, for example.
Yes.
Okay. Let me.
You have a lot
switch
of
that.
traps there, aren't you?
All right. Let me scroll
Like a
back
trap.
up.
Sorry. I did not mean to hit enter.
I thought you were gonna put some traps on the other side. Although I guess you couldn't activate those if you're over on the other side.
What
I
did
am
say
confused by
before?
what you say.
Hmm?
I thought I was outside the wall. Am I inside the wall?
No, you're
Oh
outside
no,
the
we're
wall.
outside. We're outside. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was saying on like the other side of the battlefield.
Oh.
But you have to like.
I
you have to
didn't
press
want to.
them.
I didn't want to get over there and whatever y'all were working on. So
Well, I mean, I kind of threw some stuff behind you because I figured you'd also have warriors also standing there too. That's why I put the trench there on your side too.
Okay, well, this isn't.
So
Oh yeah, there's more map at the bottom that was off the screen.
Yeah, there's a ton of map down here if you want to put some traps.
Yeah, I don't want to get them too far away from where I'm at though, just simply because then I would have to run over there to activate them. And
True.
So did I do intelligence, then luck, then persuasion or perception?
intelligence, perception, then luck. The first time around.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait, you have 10 intelligence? What?
Yeah,
He's huge brain.
he's
Dang.
What,
got a huge
what was it before? It was int 14. What was perception?
Like you have me do intelligence for if I could
12.
build the thing, perception to see how good a quality it was, and then like luck to determine if I could do something with it.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what the exact values were.
Oh, I can just scroll up there.
What is that, 10, 12, 8? Or is that for me? That's for me.
I think it's 14, perception 12, and then luck was.
You were talking about failure or not. I think 12 was a barely pass for intelligence, and then I don't remember the other, and then I forget what the other for better success was. I think it was like 16 or 18 or something, and then I don't remember perception and.
That makes sense. Okay. And you've already been doing this for the rest of the day, so it makes sense that it would come down a little bit. So 12 to 14 for intelligence will be a success. Anything above 14 will be a major success. Perception is going to be just a 12. And then luck.
Oh wow! I actually got a success on perception without using a blessing for.
Luck will be, you know what? I'll just call it a flat 12 across the board.
Okay. Boom. Okay.
Don't you have a plus 10
So 8
for intelligence?
Yeah.
That
Unless
was-
I'm doing it.
That was a
That's
plus
you.
5.
No, that's
No,
the last roll.
That's the last roll. That was
there.
my luck.
I'm sorry.
He started
Okay.
rolling before you settled on what numbers. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't see that. My apologies. So, for your first attempt, let's see. And let me separate that. So, for your first attempt, it goes very well. You create. Actually, you know what? So you started building this after that trench was already done. And you did a well enough roll that you actually built the mechanism into that trench.
It doesn't matter if you're wounded; you can still capture it, bastards.
So you can fire that like you can load and fire that one. Okay, let me think about this. So how this works, right, is you built the mechanism into the ground. It's stabilized automatically because it can't move. You can load the shell canister or the net canister from the inside of the trench.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're standing inside the trench, then you can still use a little bit of fire magic or a match or something to ignite some slime to fire it. But this one in particular can be done from the safety of the trench. Now, as far as your testing goes, you didn't notice any problems with the mechanism. You understand that afterwards it's going to be a bitch to clean.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard to, like, retrieve it from the ground. But you get the impression that on the day of the battle, you could probably fire around 2 to 3 shots before it breaks.
Gotcha.
Next.
Herbert, it's all you, buddy.
Okay, so at least one of my
No,
runs.
Hold up.
Oh,
We got Hyro rolling
Okay, sorry.
for
Yeah.
the next trap potentially.
let's see. +4.
Ooh.
A second perception. I mean, I don't know very many perceptive 14-year-olds, so at least that tracks.
Hey, you have a +10 to intelligence, don't?
It's just role play.
All right. Trap number 2, not quite as good.
Still all right. I mean,
It's not
probably
terrible.
yeah,
Um,
probably a lot like his first one.
it is a lot like your first one. It has the similar stomp mechanism. It has the similar loading mechanism. It has the similar slime mechanism, or the slime tube, if you will. So, yeah, just kind of more of the same. You can't fire this one from the safety of the trench. However, you get the impression that you could probably, through your testing, you get the impression that you could probably fire it about 3 times before it breaks.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and so you can fire this one about 3 times if nothing goes wrong. Let me put an asterisk because things can still go wrong the day of the fight. This one, if I remember correctly, this one was just like bad across the board.
Yeah,
you can
and
fire
so it was like one time, and then probably would be like, you said couldn't fire it again without major like work or whatever. So
Yeah. This one down here, you can fire. What was it? 3 times as well.
I believe so, and yeah,
And then this one you can fire 3 times from the safety of the trench. This one you can fire about 3 times. The cool thing about this, though, is that if any of these mechanisms get destroyed in the fight, you can retreat back a line, and then you're placing traps behind traps, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go for one more?
yeah, gonna do one more. 16. Seven.
It begins.
And 9. Not too lucky.
Yeah, this is probably reminiscent of your second one.
So,
Well- It's built well. It's just I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah, so that's kind of the problem. This one is built well, but you kind of got tired by the end of the day. So you kind of have, like, you're not really sure how it's going to fare. So on the day of the battle, because it's facing in that direction whenever it's fired, you know it's going to fire in that general direction. As, that is what you're fairly sure about. But you don't really have any like, during testing, it seemed like it worked well, but you weren't sure what was wrong with it. Like, the fucking sight might be a little fucked up, it kind of moves like it swivels a little bit. So sometimes, you know, so most of these you just fire it, bam, it goes forward. But this one, it's like you fire it and then it veers off to the left. It veers off
Oh,
to the
yeah.
right. One time it weirdly like caught the wind and shot a little bit too far up. And so you actually trapped the trap in front of it in a net trap.
Well, as long as the one in front of it has already trapped a bunch of cabbages, don't care if cabbages get trapped on top of other cabbages. So that'll be fine.
And you don't know how much it could fire.
We will find out.
Herbert.
Okay, so one of my turns I want to use to try and like reinforce both of these two guys. To try and get them up to spec so they don't just collapse. So what kind of roll would I have for that?
All right. Now keep in mind that the 3 on top aren't built yet.
Yeah, they are not built. I can delete them after we do this.
Gotcha. Do you remember what the rolls or the checks you had to make before were?
Yeah, I know that the middle one, which was the one that determined quality, was a 3. So it was like perception was the last one. Hold on. I'm gonna get my character.
I think it was mind luck per, and it might have been 10, 12, 8.
Okay. But yeah, so what would I have to roll to spend my first section fixing these two?
Hold on. What did I say? 10, 12, 8?
Yeah.
To make one. To fix one. Let me see. I'll tell you what. In order to fix it, I'll say that you just got pissed and you did it yourself. So you can spend one of your builds to just fix one of them.
Oh, just one of them? I was gonna roll to try and because I figured 3 options, so 2 of them would be used for that. Shit. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I'll use one of my builds.
Unless you want to roll, and if you get a really high roll, I will let you fix both of them. But it's
What's
a
in my
gamble.
roll?
I'll tell you what. I will let you roll any stat of your choice, but you have to get a 16 or above, and I'll let you fix both of them with a single turn.
Let me check who the math on that is. God, I got a whole bunch of 4s. So that's like a third of the way there. Well, that's a quarter of the way there. And I have to no, there's no way. I suppose I'll just use 2 turns fixing these bottom 2. Hold on. And then I'll use the top turn and I will roll like I normally do. Only I'm going to double up on my fate for the second. So it's going to be so these 2 I'll fix. If you can delete that X, I don't know if I can delete that X. Well, maybe I can delete that X. Nope, it's not letting me get rid of the X. That's thoroughly there.
Alright, hold up.
Okay, so that one I did.
Why does it not let you...
Nope. Hold on. Oh, you're just going to do one and then that actually makes it. Nope. Here. Done. Fixed.
Nice.
Problem solved.
Perfect.
And then the last one I'll roll here, and my first roll is going to be 2d6 plus 4, which is mind. And that's an 11. My second roll, which is to determine whether it's going to be built correctly, that's going to be, I'm going to use both my blessings on this one, so we're going to knock it out of the park. There we go. That one's an 18.
All right.
And then nominally to figure out how good I think I did. There we go.
I'm going to do this. This last one is built impeccably. You got your point across pretty well. Most of these guys are the same builders you worked with earlier in the day. You started to build more of a rapport with them through working together. They understood the assignment perfectly, and they went above and beyond. This Archer Tower does not have a ladder. It has a quick drop pulley system, kind of, where you can stand. If you played Assassin's Creed, you can just kind of walk up to it, and you can mess with like a little mechanism or like a rope. It'll drop a sandbag and it'll lift the platform up to the top, so you don't have to, like, in the heat of the battle, you won't have to have any difficulty with getting up there whatsoever. You can both descend and ascend perfectly fine.
Okay.
Also, the supports have been reinforced to where it could take some pretty decent hits against even like some greater cabbages before it collapses.
Gotcha. So yeah, now none of these things are going to just collapse because people are like running around on them. So I'm going to call that mission accomplished.
Perfect. So that concludes both shifts. Everyone add 50 kilo Eris, except for our good friend Kiryu. You will add 70. And that concludes the major part of the session today. I still have some stuff planned so we can keep going. But we are past the sleepy boy time. So, Hiro, if you need to hop off, if you have work in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I say, it was an interesting session. Got to do some weird stuff and get prepared for these cabbages, which I think is going to be fun. It's going to be fun when the cabbages done. So I will see y'all next week, and I'm gonna set an alarm phone for next Friday so that I don't forget.
That's totally my fault. I knew that today was Friday. I just completely blanked on actually like messaging the Discord.
Oh, I've been kind of spacey, so
I was afraid I wasn't going to get finished putting my computer back together before I could call.
Oh, damn.
Actually, that's something I didn't think about either. So next week we've got people coming in, and they're basically going to move like everything in the house. They're going to help us go through and box up stuff for estate sale and help us get rid of stuff that we don't need and that sort of thing. And I've got to take apart my computers and all the monitors and everything so that they can get to the rest of the room.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
That's gonna be fun.
We're not talking about like your old computers, are we? Or like
No, I'm talking about my work computer and my personal computer.
Okay.
And I say take apart, I mean like the keyboards and monitors and peripherals and everything, because the tables have to come down that they're
Gotcha.
on, which that's actually going to give me a good excuse to actually put together the computer desks that I have that are in boxes.
Good. No, when I said take apart my computer, I mean like I changed the power supply so that I could upgrade my graphics card. But also, hooray, my graphics card actually like I got a fully modular power supply, and
Mhm.
the cables are actually thicker and more robust than my previous power supply, which
Nice.
means that they take up more space, and I think that it's actually going to negatively impact airflow.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, yeah. I may have to just change, like, I may have to take my computer apart again so that I can put it into a bigger case, because as nice as having like this small case is, uh, it has
It's
been a
small.
bitch to work with.
All right.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
small.
have I have your solution.
What?
Go to Home Depot, buy a pegboard,
Can hang my computer.
put your computer on the wall, and then get like a fan on a stand, and then just have it blow on your computer.
Get a
But no
box
case
fan.
fans, just have
Hang it
like
from the ceiling.
Yes, a box fan.
I think hanging it from a ceiling would be the bad choice. Actually, okay, honestly, think about what components actually need to be cooled actively. The
The
CPU
processor, the GPU,
and the GPU, really. And then the
and sometimes the RAM.
yeah, but I've got a horizontal, I've got like a face down fan, so it's blowing across like the RAM and the MOSFETs.
And sometimes some of the random chips on the motherboards have heat sinks,
I
but I
refuse
don't.
I refuse to buy a motherboard with a chipset that needs to be actively cooled, because that's how I lost one of my computers. The fan got clogged.
A heat sink isn't active cooling though.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's passive cooling.
but I mean, it's assumed that the airflow from the case will move
Yeah,
enough air off of it that.
that's that's why I got the extra cased fans, because I figured that the GPU and the CPU are going to be putting out plenty of heat. And that's the thing. I'm working like around that. But if I get a new computer case, then I won't have to like. I don't know. It's hilarious. I'm gonna have to take the computer apart just to put it in the new computer case, anyways. So maybe there's no benefit to doing this at all. But
Yeah,
at
I'm
least
still
I'll be able
wanting.
to modify things.
I'm still wanting to turn the closet in the computer room into a network closet, and like cut a big hole in the wall and put an exhaust fan at the top.
That sounds
And then
fucking
why?
cool.
And then like the doors with the metal grates or whatever. We had one of those on the room that goes into where the air conditioner return is, uh, and we never shut that door anyway. So I was thinking about taking that door off and putting it on the closet door, so there'd be an air intake,
Yeah, excellent.
and and um, and then just putting like a filter or something over it, cheesecloth or something to kind of catch dust. Um, and then, of course, obviously, I would then want to wire. I still want to wire the house for Ethernet, so obviously that would be where all of that would come in. But I don't want to actually be the person to crawl into the house and do it So I've still got to find somebody.
While you're stuck on Wi-Fi.
Yes.
No, that's the thing. If you build a house, like setting it up so that everything is networkable is perfect. But unless you can build the house, it's like,
Well,
man, wiring
the,
sucks.
I was to say, I mean, it would be super easy if you could get somebody to crawl into the house. The house has a good sized crawl space. All you'd have to do is stick some conduit, run Ethernet cable through the conduit, and the only reason I'm saying run it through conduit instead of just like
Writers.
sticking it up there loose is because I know that if you stick it up there loose, stupid critter that gets into the house would decide to chew it in two or something. You know, yo.
I have
But
one extra cable length I need to run back to my room, but I loathe putting another hole in the floor to like this one last piece of cable, because I need it so that I can run a server out of my room, but I really don't want to like do that.
yeah, and I bought a NAS, and I've got a couple of hard drives to start it. but I haven't set that up yet. And
I tell you, I'm not doing network accessible storage. I've just got a computer that I'm building for my mom and dad that's going to hook straight up to the TV,
yeah.
and that's
Well,
it'll be a gaming computer / any piece of media that they want on it.
yeah. Well, see, I was going to do a media computer too, and I was going to use the NAS for part of that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I've got all these projects. Don't work on them when I have spare time. I play video games or read or
I'll take a guess and say you stopped recording a while ago.
Oh
sorry.
no, I'm still recording.
Oh.
I still got
This
still got-
entire conversation.
I still got some stuff planned with Polly potentially.
Sorry.
Well, I'm
Is
gonna
this
quit.
private
I'm gonna quit holding things up. I'm gonna hit the hay. I will hopefully see y'all next week. And thanks. I'll see y'all then.
Good night.
Yeah, man. Catch you
Hell
next
yeah,
time.
dude.
Yeah, see, man.
Mm.
Is this private stuff that only you and Polly shall know about until the episode is posted?
I feel like it should be, yeah.
If Polly wants it to be, then sure, it's gonna be a similar thing to last time.
Okay. Then I guess we'll say goodnight too.
Unless so technically this is the end of the day, 8 p.m. So you guys can still make decisions based upon you just got paid pretty much. What are y'all gonna do?
Can I just make the underneath of my stage more comfortable and more lucrative so people will want to come to it?
Yeah, your stage is made well enough that depending upon what happens with the battle, you could potentially petition the city to let you keep it, and you could start a theater with it. Honestly.
Oh heck yeah! The first monument to Polly's greatness. I like that. A stage. Yeah, sounds good.
If it doesn't get fucked up in the fight.
Then it can't get fucked up in the fight. Polly will have to protect it with
It
everything.
must stand.
It must stand. Even if everybody else dies, the stage will stand.
Even
Even if the
Polly
newbie
dies.
kills.
I
Okay,
mean-
Polly. Okay, that won't go that far.
Yeah,
Polly-
everyone's dead, and then Polly takes it, and it's like, whoa, this got way too serious.
Whoa, let's calm down here, cabbages. You guys killing me? Whoa,
It's a
whoa,
monument
whoa.
to Polly. He was an excellent second in command.
First in command DM, he breaks the fourth wall, crashes through your computer screen.
First to command my ass.
He was always great at signing over, signing for financial and insurance liability.
For
He was my
handling
guarantor for a few times.
basically handling everything. He was a pretty okay guy.
He is alright.
I am the most well put together person here. I have all the money. I have all the adventuring guides. Do you guys have adventuring guides? No, I don't think you do.
Necessarily true.
I pull out my book. I have both of the maps that the guild gave me.
I burn them. Now you don't.
Those.
Roll mine to mine.
I was keeping those so that when I turned into an old man, I'd have something to show the kids.
What kids? You won't be living if I have.
After I retire.
But yeah, no.
Tire.
When Polly wouldn't burn Herbert's maps, that'd just be malicious. It wouldn't serve anything.
Yet.
But the moment that it became the moment that it became advantageous, they're gone, right?
Oh yeah, they're gone, definitely. Yeah.
I can't wait until I have to punch Polly in the face.
If you do
Several times.
if you do a malicious intent, he will murder you. Just gonna put that out there right now.
Oh, just give me time, and I will be stronger than you.
Oh, you want to bet Kiryu? You want to bet Dragon Son? I'm the strongest ever.
Yes.
Okay then. Polly puts a little note inside of his journal.
Kiryu Kazuma was mean to me today.
Yeah. That's what I love. Polly. That's why I love
Everyone
playing
is
Polly.
mean to Polly. There's no difference
Like
there.
like the
Dude,
little
I love
text
it.
shows up at the top of the screen. Polly will remember this.
Probably will remember this.
Dude, I love playing Polly. I love that he gets shit on all the time. It's fantastic. It makes it fun. It means I'm playing my character right if everybody hates him.
How do you?
I don't think we all hate you. I think that like
Everybody
like,
likes
NPCs and like all the townspeople are like very tired of you. We're just like he's actually a good fighter, so you know he's not all talk. Although everyone in town thinks you are, which you're not.
How do you feel playing Polly versus playing Soap?
Well, the difference with Soap is that I actually had to make him a good leader, and here, since Kiryu is basically the leader, I don't have to be the one who has to make good decisions, so I can just fuck around as much as I want to.
Okay.
Yet your character still says he is the leader.
Yeah,
because that's also part of his character.
Yeah.
You can't stand up and like talk about the side characters sword Botswana. You gotta like be the leader when you're talking about that.
Mhm.
I don't know. You play it pretty well, you're a guy, but you still got a badass named.
Polly. Yeah. Mhm.
Is there anything anyone wants to do? Anywhere that anyone wants to go?
Please.
Do what?
Is the
I was
is the
saying dead.
cabbage raid gonna happen tonight?
The cabbage
no,
raid?
that
No.
No, that happens during the day.
Okay, I guess we're just heading back to the guild hall then for a good night's rest.
We're gonna wake up tomorrow morning. The horn's going to blow, and we will know that it is cabbages.
hmm That day, the world received a grim reminder.
One trumpet blast means that there's a rider coming. Like that someone needs into the gate. 2 blasts means that the cabbages have come.
I thought it was 1 for raid, 2 for returning ranger.
Was it 2 for returning ranger?
I don't know. 3 for the impossible.
Damn, that means that maybe this fic that I was reading the other day is wrong because I thought that it was like 1 and then you wait to see if it's bad news. Because that's how they did it in the story, but I might be
Maybe and it could be that. So I've been going through Game of Thrones, the show, here recently with a friend of mine, but I read the first 3 books like, holy shit, 5 years ago.
Like,
so
well,
it
hold
could
on.
be different.
Was it 5 years ago or was it 10 years ago when the last book came out? Because
5 years
it's
ago.
been a while for me.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I have the whole like all 5 of them, but if I'm being honest, I read like every day. I read manga every day, but a real ass fucking book, I haven't read since fucking high school.
No, my problem is I have to be reading something and it has to be something big and thick. Well, I say thick, but digital books, obviously, it doesn't matter. But I won't read anything less than 100,000 pages. And 300,000 pages is nothing. I mean, like,
Well,
300,000 pages.
300,000 pages.
300,000 mean not pages. Yeah, no, words. 300,000 words.
Let me tell you something, brother. If you
100,000
just
words, 100,000 pages. Not pages. 100,000 words, 300,000 words. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
if you consume all of the shitty knockoff isekai garbage that comes out of the industry, then yeah, you can get 3,000 words. They're all the same words,
No,
just in a different order.
Oh,
Technically, it's
300,000.
3,000.
I mean,
300,000 technically.
I'm not talking about like even like manga. I'm talking about like actual books.
Yeah.
I actually like, what is it? A Night in Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Like they call it portal fiction. It's called isekai, whatever you want to call it. It's like fish out of water is like one of my favorites. Like it's a favorite thing, right? And then there's like any sci-fi or fantasy escapism. I'm pretty good with that. I really like hard military sci-fi, right? But there isn't a lot of that, and sometimes things get classified as that. aren't actually.
Mhm.
Like aliens?
I was thinking more like Starship Troopers. Oh yeah.
I
No,
guess
so
that would make a lot more sense than
Starship
yeah.
Troopers. Well, I mean, it's military sci-fi. I say hard, but of course, like the hardness is not actually very there, isn't there? The purpose for Starship Troopers though is like friggin', like political commentary to a lesser degree. Well, to a greater degree, and it's less military. Dune is very much political commentary. But I don't like it as much. God, I don't know. It's weird. And then there's like the crazy parts of military sci-fi that like nobody makes a story like Metal Gear Solid. Like that's an exclusive. Like I guess Full Metal Panic is close to that, but like Japanese military sci-fi, it's or specifically that stuff I really like. But nobody does it. Like there's nobody else who's like kind of this is Tom Clancy only from a Japanese perspective.
Hell yeah.
Did that make any sense? Does anyone even like Tom Clancy in the call?
I like the video game.
Uh,
Fun
I
fact, it
haven't
has
read Tom
nothing to do
Clancy.
with the video games. Or had nothing to do with the video games.
Well, I really like Splinter Cell, the co-op version. That was pretty dang fun.
Did you like Hunt for Red October? Like, have you ever seen that one?
I have not seen it.
Okay, that's a good movie. You should sit down and watch
I
it.
heard it was a classic, but I just, haven't sat down to watch it.
I don't know that it's a classic, but it's to my taste. So
Mhm.
I recommend it.
I got you.
But yeah, I'm into escapist stuff. Whether, like sci-fi fantasy. I don't read a lot of like every time that I read like actual historic stuff, it's like, well, that was a depressing turn. Like I am fond of Roman history, but like, well, that was a depressing turn.
Only a bit. Oh. All right, boys.
Yeah, so no, should be private time for soap.
I mean, yeah,
If you want to, unless you guys want to order some food.
No,
yeah, just listen to me gawk about the future of my characters. I mean, hey, if you want to, you can.
no, I'll let you guys do this in private. I'll watch it when it hits the
Yeah.
intro. Oh, speaking of watching it, that podcast with your friend,
Hmm.
maybe get some sound dampening in that room because like you've got a professional setup,
Yeah.
except for the room itself. Like,
Yeah.
I think you got good equipment, but like the room does not
What?
lend itself.
What equipment are you using?
Just some microphones. He's actually a musician, so we have some pretty good microphones. So they're like pretty good stuff. And
Do you
we got like a
know-
GoPro to record stuff on.
Do you know like what type of microphones they are? Like
We're gonna
cardioid,
be.
condenser, dynamic.
I do not know, but we're gonna be meeting next Thursday, so we can do our Hollow Knight episode. So I'll try to give him. I'll talk to him.
Oh, sweet. Link that in the thing. I'll watch it.
If you shit. And whenever I'm making money, right now I'm out on well, I don't want to admit where I work,
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah,
but
not online.
Yeah.
I'm currently not making money, and I won't be making money for a few weeks because I'm off right now.
Mhm.
But whenever I get some money, I do want to soundproof my room. There is a website called Vocal Booth to Go that does a lot of interesting stuff. Some of the stuff, and I'll put it in the. Actually, I'll just fucking send it to you.
Sounds good.
They do a lot of interesting stuff. So they, where are you? Here you are. They do. They make a lot of interesting products. Some of it is like, like collapsible kind of booths that you can take with you. Some of them are like more make it as you want it type stuff. Like one of their things that I want to do whenever I have the money for it is you can install these tracks basically on the ceiling, and you can hang like soundproofing like blanket type curtain type stuff from the ceiling. but I want to install the track so that, like you can pull it over and create like a condensed little mini room for yourself. But whenever you want to leave, or it gets too hot, or you're not recording anymore, you can just like move the curtains and be fine, right?
Heck yeah. Sounds awesome.
I think that he just needs like, and this is just listening to like the podcast. Like, it's still posted. You can go and look at it, but I just think you guys need some sound absorbing panels. If you want to hang like sheets or whatever on the walls to like dampen the sound, but I mean, like, they make some really good panels where you don't have to cover the entire wall with this stuff. And you could just like pop those things up, and then that'll fix the echo.
Okay.
Are you guys all meeting in the same place that you do this?
Oh yeah, we always be in the same place. We have a whole backlog that I need to go through. I got to finish all of Persona, and then we did like Earthbound and Earthbound kind of like games. So yeah.
Alrighty. They do, just looking at it, there are some felt panels, I think, that they do, where in the corners of the room you can kind of soften up the sharp corners by placing the panels in the like right angles of the square room.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is probably not very interesting. I just
No. Like I'm listening.
I am an aspiring voice actor, so I just like sound technology.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyway,
I just like not hearing reverb.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. But hopefully when I get through that backlog and we finally do our next episode, I'll be like, okay, here's what some people told me to do that can help up our production quality. Yeah. I'm thankful for all your suggestions. I know I was giving you like one-word answers, but I am thankful.
I got scared because I looked at like what the previous episode was, and it's like posted 8 months ago, and I was like,
yes, I know.
God, I hope that's not a thing.
Yes. I'm gonna get these out monthly at the latest.
Okay, good. Because I'll forget you guys exist if you don't.
Yes, I know. That's why I had to get this Persona 3 one out, because I'm like, okay, it's been 8 months. I'm tired of looking at this. Yeah.
Or you could just be like me and just upload shitty, horrible quality stuff, completely unedited. Takes forever to upload because it's not like condensed whatsoever.
Okay, do that.
Get 2 views. Heyo.
Okay, views are views. Not everybody can pop off like Markiplier immediately.
I think. So. Well, okay, so like, like getting market share and crap. It's like some of the alternative platforms, like they don't have any content except for political content, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for like to be on Rumble or be on Odyssey, or what's the other one?
BitChute.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier to like try and start something there, where where it's like nobody else is there to offer anything. So as soon as you start, like Google searching Persona content on like one of those websites, you guys will come straight up to the top.
Cowardice. Start your own streaming service.
I don't think we can afford that right now.
Nah, dude. Listen, Martine is trying to fucking do his server room, right? You can host it out of his closet.
I mean, honestly, at that point, why not just do a website and then have direct downloads instead of streaming? I mean, it'd probably be a little bit easier.
It'll be the next best. All right. New fucking marketing idea. We're going to go with the retro crowd. You have to burn the episodes onto CDs.
Onto
CDs.
This is going to be like old school Netflix. We're going way back to basics.
Yeah, dude. It'll be like Blockbuster.
No. Blockbuster still exists. We can try and sell them this service. It'll be hilarious. Or buy Blockbuster.
You know
Fuck.
they would buy this idea and then go bankrupt.
They're taking our idea right now as we're recording this. They bugged Jay's room.
Blockbuster does not have that kind of power.
Nah,
They
but
don't
the
Especially
FBI
want you to
agents probably do.
Yes, I hope that you guys enjoy listening to our episode. By the way, I hope it breaks up your day just a little bit.
Yeah, you'll have to go to Jay's channel on YouTube. What's the name of that channel, Jay?
J. T. Demi.
Okay.
There you go.
Then
He's
yeah,
got,
Jay
he's got
Tito
the Get Smoked Igor hat. I fucking love it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
Mr. FBI agent. We can't do this without you.
Thank you for all that you do.
Let's see. Let me switch back here. Okay. I'll go to the side chat room, do the thing with Polly, then I'm gonna hop off and take my weekly piss after the session.
Nice.
So
I can't remember the name of that alien from friggin' from the Orville that only pees once every 2 years or something like that.
what
So
the
your
fuck?
weekly piss.
That poor unfortunate creature.
Yeah. Well, so the first season of Orville was a lot more comedy focused than like the Orville is now. Now they're just like, hey, we're gonna do Star Trek better than Star Trek. I mean, they've still got some crap that's like that is messaging, but it's a better show than most Star Trek is right now. So you can use the Orville to replace your Star Trek if you're into Star Trek.
Alrighty, boys. I hope that you sleep well, and I will see you next week.
Yeah.
Later, folks.
See you, man.
Okay, it's gonna switch over. Okay, what's up? I won't take too much of your time.
I guess we technically could have stayed in the main chat now, but that's okay.
Oh, we already moved. Yeah.
So, you pay for your room, you go upstairs, and coincidentally, it just kind of works out that I assume that you're using a room in the guild hall.
Yes.
Okay, so you go upstairs, and although typically you would share rooms, you've noticed that every night that interesting stuff happens thus far, you don't really have any roommates unless they're directly related to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like last time it was Hyrozakon, and tonight is another night where you requested that you wanted to meet the guy again tonight, and again you've coincidentally been put in a room where you're staying by yourself.
Yes.
So anything you want to do before you go to sleep?
I would. Can I talk to the mysterious individual again?
Well, he may show up. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. Can I go ahead and go take my piss?
Yes. Do your thing, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
No, you're all good, man.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
Okay. All right. So you do you just go to sleep?
Yeah.
Or do you like try to stay up and wait for him?
Okay. Just a meta question. I really didn't want to talk about like the whole like whatever your dark organization thing is. I wanted to talk more about like that whole Demon King angle we were talking about before.
Hold on. Are you a little bit further from your mic than you were last time?
A little bit, yes. I'll get closer.
Sorry about that. Could you repeat that?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I said I wanted to. We can do the whole your dark organization thing if you don't have any of that ready right now. But I wanted to talk about like making Paulie the Demon King. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Let's go ahead and. Well, do you want to do the role play first, or do you want to talk
Let's
about?
go ahead and do the role. If you have the role play ready, I'm all ready to go.
Okay. So, you're sleeping blissfully in your bed. Whenever, and it's probably been about a good 4 to 5 hours. So it's around 12 to 1 a.m., right?
Yeah.
When you hear someone go, Polly? Polly? Hey,
Hmm?
Polly?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Who is it?
It's me, your good buddy. Remember, you requested me.
Oh yeah, bud. Thanks. I did that thing you wanted. Can I get paid? And I need another job too. Preferably one that'll help me get stronger.
Polly. My good friend. My new friend. There seems to be some sort of miscommunication.
Mm-hmm.
Polly, do you still have that slip of paper that you took?
Oh yeah, totes. Here you go.
He kind of looks over it a little bit, and he says, Yes, yes. I don't suppose there was an issue with the paper. Maybe there was a slight issue in your interpretation of what the paper said. Can you explain to me why you didn't kill your target?
Oh well, it said to get rid of him, right? So I got rid of him. He won't be messing with you guys anymore, and the police won't be on you, or the city guards, excuse me. So I think it's a
Well,
win-win situation.
you see, Polly, that's just the thing. You completed the quest, yes. However, now that guard in particular, or rather, that mole in particular, knows your face. And he
Mm,
knows that you're potentially one of my friends. You are still my friend, right, Polly?
of course, I would never betray one of my new friends. Well, I would never betray any of my friends, actually. Let me correct myself.
Yes, that is the impression that I got from you. Well, what to do? I suppose thanks to your efforts, the shipment we were expecting did make it into the city undetected. However, they're more on alert now, and they probably will be for the next few weeks or so, thanks to your little stunt. Of course, they still would have been on alert finding their member dead. However, now we're in a situation where they're on alert, and one of their members is still alive.
Ah, yes, I completely understand. That was a failing on my part. But hey, let me throw one out for you. If you need somebody to get stuff into the city, I'm pretty good at that type of stuff. And I've got some friends who I don't exactly have to be completely upfront about the business dealings that I'm a part of. They're the group of guys who just like money, things like that. Know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
yes. The daytimers. Okay. I suppose that's fair. Let's just say that this particular instance was a accidental miscommunication. Not necessarily on your part or our part. We just didn't understand each other very well, correct?
Oh yeah, of course. I promise in the future everything will be handled way better.
Excellent. That's just what I wanted to hear, Polly. Oh, I know that you'll be a stand up friend of ours.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not up to me whether or not. How should I put this? You should think of me as your handler and your friend.
Okay. Kind of raises an eyebrow a little bit. All right.
But that being said, I'm not the one who gives your performance review, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you.
So, the one in particular who posted this quest, they weren't 100% satisfied with your actions.
I understand.
So, I'm afraid I can't give you the full payment. However, you will still be paid for what you did accomplish, which in this case was the most important part of helping get the shipment into the city.
Oh, fantastic.
I trust that you understand why some of your reward was deducted, yes?
Oh yeah, I'm a reasonable guy. I like to think. Going around town and messing with people. It's just a part of the fun. But when it comes to business stuff, I understand when if there's a failing, there's a failing.
Yes, Polly. Oh, yes. I knew that we would be great friends right from the get go. You understand me, and I understand you. Just a couple of businessmen trying to make our way in the world. And, speaking of business, I noticed what you did today. Oh,
Oh,
Polly. You wonderful, wonderful lad. How did you know that that's exactly what I was looking for?
were you near the um, site for the cabbage raid?
Me? Well, no, of course. I was nowhere near there. But it doesn't change the fact that I saw what you did. And
Okay.
I am interested. I still need to speak with some of my friends about what you've built out there, but we're very interested in that hidden little compartment under that wacky little stage.
Mhm. Okay.
Now, if by chance you would be interested in making sure that your structure survives the battle,
Mm,
we would be interested in buying it off you.
mm. Will I still get it named after me? Because that's a very important part to me.
Yes, 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 of course. Though, well, if you really want your name attached to it, I suppose I won't try to persuade you otherwise. Oh well.
Mm. I mean, we're going to be business partners, so you know what? I want my name to be on there, so in case anybody says any things about all the dealings we do in the future, it'll be like, oh, it's Paulie's thing, so it must be fun. You know what I'm saying?
I like the way you think. But enough about our uh, budding friendship. Let's talk about some details.
Yes.
The cabbage harvest will be soon,
Hmm.
but construction will be completed soon as well. It may have to wait, I suppose. I was really hoping to get this sent out before the harvest, but we are running a little bit behind, so I suppose that's okay. Polly, your daytime friends, you mentioned that they would listen to you, correct?
Yeah. As long as I, don't do my usual shtick with them. Yeah. I think if I put it to them coherently and I don't use too many adjectives, they're not the smartest sort of people. I think I could get them to do what I wanted.
Okay. In that case, your next job will be given to you directly.
Awesome.
We usually wouldn't operate in this way. Ordinarily, we would leave smaller objectives for you to take if you wish. But this one will require your tact, if you will. I want you to, after the harvest, of course, I would like for you and your friends to go on an adventure for me. An escort mission, actually.
Ooh, is it for a pretty girl?
Well, perhaps. We're still trying to find some personnel for the job. But I could try to put in a word and see if we can find a pretty girl for you, if that's what you wish.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. It would invigorate me and make me even stronger to protect them.
I see. Well, we all have our vices. Polly, before I go, is there anything that you would like to ask me?
Well, there is a couple of things. You see, I'm a sword fighter, right? And I need to get a lot better at that because, there's this guy in my party. His name's Kiryu. Everybody thinks he's like the greatest guy ever, whatever. And eventually, I'm thinking, maybe it's a very low possible chance that he might try to become stronger than me, and I just can't have that. So I'm looking for some scrolls, you know what I'm saying? That'll really amp up my sword fighter skills, or maybe even my advanced class skills. And if you could put me on track to some of those, I think our friendship will become even stronger. Or maybe even a legendary sword. Either or.
I see. Polly, how... Well, we'll cross that bridge whenever we come to it. For now, I'll just leave a tip along with your reward. Is there anything else that you would like to ask?
Not really. I'm sure. I guess the only question would be when do I get to meet the higher ups, but I need to prove myself, so I'm going to humble myself a little bit.
Yes. Don't worry, Polly. You haven't met them yet, but I assure you that my friends are very interested in you, very fascinated by you as well.
Yes, wonderful. It's good to have people that care about you. Everybody wants to be wanted, as they say.
So the guy takes a step back, and he turns his back to you. And then he puts his hands on the chest of drawers in front of you. And then he slides his hands together on top of it. And then slides them apart. And then, without looking back at you, he just says, Polly, it was nice speaking with you again. I certainly can't wait for the next time. And then he starts to, similar to last time, starting from his feet, it's almost as if like a curl of smoke is going up through his body, distorting his very existence. It doesn't affect anything around him, but it looks like he himself is like fading into the air, if that makes sense.
Yeah, can I pull a magic check on him as he heads out?
Sure.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna get reset anyway, so I'm just gonna use my last blessing. Jeez
What?
Louise.
What in particular are you trying to check for?
I'm just trying to see how he does it. I feel like Paulie would just be genuinely curious on what type of magic that is.
Well, first of all, that's a crit fail, but
Yeah, that is awful. Goodness gracious, the luck is not with me this session. Oh well.
So, you don't really notice anything weird about it. If anything, what you find weird about watching what you find weird thinking about what you just watched happen is that you don't find it weird in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You find the fact that him doing this seems completely normal to you a little strange, as if maybe this spell or this like movement or this technique or whatever he's doing, maybe it isn't just designed for like quick movement or subterfuge. It may also have some sort of effect where it just seems normal. Roll me another magic check, actually.
Alright. Bring that back down.
And a perception.
Alright. And a perception, okay. And my perception is sitting pretty at and perception. There we go. Oh, got better that time. Good.
Okay. So, while he's disappearing, you notice that he's left a small chest behind. But you don't go to it immediately. You just kind of stand there, and you're thinking about the way he like comes and goes and all this stuff, and you notice that nothing about this man seems entirely memorable. Nothing about this man seems entirely out of the ordinary. The way he talks seems pleasant, but not like too formal. The way he looks doesn't really seem strange, even though he's wearing a mask and a cloak and all this stuff that makes him look that by all means on anyone else would seem like they're a strange person, but for whatever reason he just comes off as somewhat affable, somewhat just nice to you. Everything about him seems like just a kind interaction. Like, you meet a stranger on the streets and you have a nice, like, small talk conversation before you move on to something more important about your day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Almost as if he's specifically engineered to be inoffensive.
Interesting.
But that's all that you can really tell. And there's a chest in front of you.
Alright, then let's crack that baby open.
You crack it open, and inside the top part of the chest, or like the lid, it's connected via the back with like 2 hinges. So whenever you open it up, the first thing you immediately notice are some notes on the inside of the top of the chest. One of them says, "Do better next time," and it's written in like a kind of reddish ink.
Mm.
And in black, there's another note next to that that looks like different handwriting, and it says, "Want to be powerful? Ask the let's see. Ask for Beckelmika at the clothes shop." Then, looking down into the actual chest, you see 800 kilo Eris.
Hot dang. Alright. Okay. Well, if they pay this much for a failure, I wonder how much I would get for actually succeeding. I gotta be careful with these guys. They might not tolerate failure too much next time, so hopefully this escort quest is really just an escort quest. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I gotta sleep.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Actually, there was one more note. There was a black note.
Mm.
Because if you remember, the guy mentioned that ordinarily he wouldn't directly handle your orders, but
Mhm.
In this particular instance, you've been requested immediately, like, because you may need to convince your party to help you in this instance.
Okay. Okay. This seems like a relatively simple job, and I can handle the shipments myself, so everything should be fine. As long as Kiryu doesn't find out and try to rat on me, whatever. But he doesn't have the ring, and that's the most important part. And I'll just make sure I hide everything that's important inside of my jacket or just inside me. Alright, cool. Alright. Polly, you've been a great guy, the greatest guy, as per usual. Time to hit the sack. And he has to sleep.
Alrighty. And the rest of the night passes without incident.
Oh, heck yeah.
And that's the end.
Cool, cool, cool. That was good, as per usual. But, yeah. I just want to do two things before I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk about the Demon King thing and try to get, like, throw you some ideas for the ice spell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So what were you thinking for, like, the whole Demon King angle? Because I think that's awesome, because I was, like, thinking about that in the background, too. Because I think that the way Paulie would act would be, there can only be one king in this world, and it has to be me. Yeah.
So, this isn't information that the others are privy to yet, but as you know, Latin has been asking about Wiz or Wheeze. So, coming up here pretty soon, there's going to be an event where, and I'll just spoil this for you guys, or for you, because it has to pertain to the Demon King stuff. Wheeze, your party is going to find her or stumble across someone with her name, but it's going to be a little girl.
Interesting.
So, if the party can connect the dots properly, the way that things are going, if you defeat the current Demon King, there's going to be a power vacuum, and you could potentially become the Demon King that Kazuma ends up fighting against.
Oh, heck yeah.
So this is going to be a prequel story.
I like it.
Of course, we can retcon certain stuff. You don't have to take Wheeze or the Dullahan or any of them as like your generals or anything.
Mm.
But it's really up to you how you want to do this, because you can do this pretty much any way that you want to. I'm giving you this organization that you're dealing with,
Mm.
they obviously have money and connections and power.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but they can be an avenue however you want them to be. You can try to meet some of the higher ups after a few quests. You can try to endear yourself to them. You can try to like take it over. You can try to just do quests and drain money and just like build an empire from scratch. You can do pretty much anything you want.
Mm.
That being said, that same choice is applied to your party mates.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this quest that you can potentially go on, for example, how are you going to explain to your party mates that you picked this quest up that they don't see the paper for?
Oh,
Do you?
I guess I could always BS it and just like write some stuff on there. Or we're like, hey, this is a personal quest for me, guys. I really need your help with this one.
Mm-hmm. You know, how are you going to do certain stuff like once you get to Arcanledia, I think it is? You
Mm-hmm.
know, how do you convince your party that you should get the shipment inside without the guards or like before without going through customs? You know,
Yeah.
how are you going to convince like this different stuff? Kiryu has an interest in real estate, and you know, Latin's mentioned a few different times that he's interested in making Axel essentially his base of operations
Mm-hmm.
and building up part of the town, and he wants to become like the fucking slumlord.
Yeah.
Um, Herbert, I don't know. He hasn't expressed anything outwardly about what some of his goals are.
Mhm.
So, you know, this is something that you can do if you want to. You know, you don't have to do this. You can just drain money from this organization and then tell them to fuck off.
Oh yeah. Well, my plan is Polly's plan technically would definitely be to take over the organization. And I mean, if he takes over the organization while draining all their money, it just goes right back into them.
That's
So yeah.
true.
Hmm. As long as he's the one who's standing at the top and the organization is still moderately together, because like I'm thinking, if he's going to be the Demon King in the future, yeah, he wants to control like both the light side and the dark side of the world. So like his rule can be absolute or whatever. Kind of like
That's
Aku, if I had to say anything, except like a smarter Aku.
uh, another thing that you have to worry about now, though, is like, you know, your actions have consequences. So now you don't know who that person you need like that you were told to kill was.
Hmm.
But because he saw you and he got away, there is now someone that is part of another organization who doesn't like the people you're currently working for who knows your face.
Yeah,
So it's a
so
little, you know, it's a
had to
little.
figure out something with the city guards. It just adds a little bit of pressure to the whole situation. I like it.
Are
I
there
mean,
city
maybe I.
guards though?
Oh, that's true. Who knows? But hey, that's part of the fun right there. We'll figure. I'll figure. Paulie will figure something out. He has to if
Okay.
he's going to take over the world.
Okay.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Is there anything else?
Nah, brother. That's all good for me. Like, can we, at the beginning of next session, let's try to configure that ice spell. Sound good?
If you want to, we could talk about it right now if you want to.
Are you tired?
I mean, no. I'm probably gonna. As soon as I hop out of the call, I'm probably gonna see if I can call someone else, and then I'm just gonna play Warframe. So, you know, what's up?
Okay, I'll take a few more of your minutes. Let me see if I can open up the Konosuba book really quickly. Because I should still have it.
JT Demi doesn't remember what that page was. The ebook chosen cannot be viewed. Awesome. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Bookwalker, for flashing my personal email and me being too lazy to edit that out.
This is the GM section. There's the Archwizard section.
Archwizard is 176.
Heck yeah. There we go. So for some of these spells, they have a pretty high cost, but I'm thinking the spell that would be closest to the one that I would like, just to make sense, is instead of a lightsaber, it's called like ice saber or something like that.
Okay.
And it just I'm imagining it's just like probably like just conjures like a spear or like a sword of ice, and it's like slashes in front of them, and it like just creates like a whole big mountain of ice or something like that.
You can learn this skill only if you have learned blah blah blah. Perform a magic attack against a target. That attack deals 2d6 plus 25 ice damage in this case. If the target is in the same engagement as you, add 10 more damage. Critical add dice. An advanced spell that slices an enemy with blades of light. It boasts higher power in close range combat, and it's a single target.
Yes.
And its range is 20 meters. We'll say that, well, first of all, absolutely, you can take those effects, because you can take the effects of any of these spells if you want them.
Cool.
And it'll be... I mean, if you want it to be similar to the attack that was used on you, then you could do like you could summon a like either spear or like a swordia or something, and you could throw it at the enemy. And if it hits them or the ground like in front of them, like if it hits, then it burrows in and would like explode ice outwards, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, I'll probably flavor text change it every time, but general thing will still be the same.
Yeah, you're good, man. You have this spell where you understand the weirdly advanced intricacies of ice magic. Now, basic ice magic is weirdly like you started at a high level with ice magic in particular in this case. So you don't know any basic ice magic. Because that's beneath Polly. But yeah, I mean, you can flavor text it however you like, as long as you're doing something big with ice. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. And just for clarification's sake, since you said I could choose, I'm kind of being a piece of shit here, so excuse me. But it said I could choose a fire or an ice spell. Can I take the damage for Inferno or no?
What do you mean?
Like for when you did that spell, you did like a 2d6 plus 30. Can I have that damage, or does it have to be something else?
Hold up.
They can also probably just look back in there to see.
So, if I remember correctly, that Archwizard did a, like, I think it was like a 3d6 plus 50?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just basically asking, like, how much damage do you think is fair here? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, you're good. I'll let you take the 2d6 plus 30.
Cool, yeah.
But keep in mind that
Yes.
Light of Saber in particular,
Mhm.
if the target is in the same engagement as you,
Oh, add 10
then
more damage. Oh, okay, that's what you were trying to tell me. Okay, never mind, never mind. Okay, let me roll that one back then. Because since Paul is going to be like in short range all the time, I feel like that'd be better. Sorry about that.
no, you're good.
Okay. Then, alright, looks like everything's good. We got future plot stuff and magic spells good. Alright.
Poggies. Let me stop this real quick.